Well, hey there, litter mates. Welcome back to Boss Kitty Live in the Boss Kitty universe. I'm so excited to be here and to see all of you. It's been a really long time, not including the show that we did right after the last Fiber Festival we did. I think it's been like 6 months. Hello, everyone. This is a very new set for us. We're still figuring everything out, but potentially this will be the single shot for one person. We do have a second chair, as you saw right after Oregon Flock and Fiber, for a guest. We survived 2025. My chat just, oh, there it is. So I do have chat available now, which is great. I can see you guys. So hello to, oh my gosh, Moonbow. Hello to Amrav. Hello to Yarn Pirate. Hello to Miss Monster. Haunted Hooligan. We did survive 2025. There's Miss Laura Bronner, Vicky, Dio. Hello. Oh my gosh, I missed all of you so much. So yeah, I hope you like the new set. It's a work in progress. The show that you get tonight might not be the official show that you get once we start live streaming again, which will be towards the end of January. We'll be doing a release party. Is that what we're calling it, TK? A relaunch party at that point in time. So we wanted to. I couldn't help myself. I wanted to celebrate my birthday and the new year with all of my favorite people, and you are a lot of those people. Oh, but it's me. Bubble. Oh, hello, Bubbles. You got to switch to your. No worries. Oh, it's so good to see everyone. So it's going to be a really chill night tonight. I don't have any alcohol on me. I just have my water and my coffee because that's what old folks do. And I guess I'm old at 43, which is fine. I'm here for that. Hello, Elizabeth. You just got done with Stranger Things. I've not watched the final episode yet. I did go and read. I can't do that, TK. I did go and read spoilers though because I can't help myself. Missed you. Happy almost New Year / birthday. Thank you so much, Brad. It's good to see you. Mic sounds a little off, like it might not be plugged in all the way, or maybe the software is using a different mic. TK is checking that right now. He's crawling around on the floor to see what's going on. We've been having some mic issues. He said that, yeah, we were having mic issues earlier today, but it's not a BK show without some sound issues, right? So, I really want tonight to just be relaxed and chill. We'll talk about what we have in store for 2026. I want to hear what you guys are excited about with the upcoming year. I know that 2025 was really rough for most of us, and scary. Hello, Mary Mama, Mariama. But there's a lot of good stuff that happened in 2025 as well, around the world, and we're gonna highlight a few of those throughout the evening as well. Oh, thank you, Dio. I missed you too. If you're new to the show, we generally drop the ball in all of the time zones. So in a little under half an hour, we'll drop the ball for the East Coast. Then we will do Central, and then we'll do Mountain Time, and then we'll do the West Coast. And it only took me 8 years to figure out which of those happens at what time. I finally figured out that it's alphabetical. Ah, it's a while, TK. Don't worry about being old. This old lady will definitely fall asleep midstream. Yarn Pirate. It's okay. We still love you, and I don't think of you as old. I don't really think of myself as old. I don't think people think of themselves as old. I think in our brains we all still see ourselves as 12 or 20 or whatever age really stuck for us. For me, it was 12 to 15, somewhere in there, and I don't mean mature. Maybe I do mean maturity wise. I don't know. I don't want to lose that. I don't want to lose that hope and that excitement that I get in things, and seeing different weird shapes in the clouds and getting really stoked about it. Oh, thank you. I like my hair tonight too. One moment, I have to mute my mic. Boop, unmuted. Thank you. I got a haircut a few months ago. I need to go get another one. The bangs were really, really cute when she first did it. Like, they framed my face very nicely. And then they got in my eyes and they became very blunt. And so, because I trimmed them. So I have to go get it again. Get it taken care of again. You'll definitely will fall asleep. You're struggling to stay awake now. Well, Vicky, I appreciate that you put the effort in to come in here and say hi at least. Thank you. Pergy and Falcon, thank you so much for the happy birthday and happy new year to you. Some days your joints definitely feel old. Oh my god, my body feels old all the time, but I don't feel old. Okay, it's very frustrating. You gotta shake your butt. I'm HR, I get to say that. So with the new show format, we're still gonna have fiber arts and different arts and crafts and that type of thing. Like, I'm working with one of our seasonal colorways, Yule Tree, tonight to make some fingerless gloves. But it's going to be kind of secondary to the show. I'm going to be doing it in my lap. The overhead camera is not in front of me, obviously, because I don't have a desk. It's over there. I know you don't know where I just pointed to, but when we have something to show on the overhead camera, which won't be as often, what I will do is I will mute myself while I move my mic over there, and I will change the shot that you see, and it'll be the overhead shot, and then I have to walk over there. So we're figuring out the format and how to get that to move smoothly. That's how it's going to work tonight. What am I showing off tonight? I have this thing and I'll show this later on, but I have this thing called a special box. So when I was 10, I think, for my 10th birthday, my Aunt Beth gave me this cigar box. And she told me that it was meant for me to put all of the things that were special to me, like really special keepsakes, into. And she explained that it didn't have to be worth anything material, like monetarily, or super unique or anything. It could be anything I wanted it to be. And I loved that. I have gone through 3 iterations of my special box at this time. The first 2 broke. And I have pieces of them in the one I have now. I don't think I've put anything in that thing. Oh man, probably since my 20s, maybe even earlier than that. It's been a while. It's something I should probably take back up again, but I thought I would show you guys some of the stuff that was in there. Hello, Jep. How are you? He knows exactly what I'm talking about because that's also his aunt. Happy belated birthday, Vicky. Yeah. PK, I need to see the seasonal colors in real life. You need to see the seasonal colors in real life. Okay, so I'll show those off on the overhead camera as well then. Oh, maturity. I'm so young. You guys are a riot. I love purple yarn. Oh, we love purple yarn around here too. So got some purple back here. I don't know if you can see it. The purple up here is Cynthia's lunchbox. If you've never checked out our yarns before, head over to bosskittyshop.com and definitely check them out. Peanut's watching this with us and says, hi, Peanut. It's good to see you. Happy New Year. Almost New Year. So yeah, I'll show off the special box. We'll show off the seasonal colorways. If you're a patron, you have access to the Mari Lloyd, for another 3.5 hours, basically. That colorway is no longer available after this evening. It's done. The seasonal colorways are available until the end of the season. So you guys have, I think, until February or March for those. I have to look. And the patron color and the holiday colors will be going out in the next week or so. So we've got all those orders in. Is it still not working?
It's a little overdriven. I need to move this mic.
Okay, can you do it now?
No.
Or okay, we can't do it now. Don't look at me like that.
Look, tell everybody to look somewhere else.
TK says look somewhere else. Look right at the camera. I have you on the TV, says Casey. The family is kind of watching. Hi, Casey's family. This is my husband. So originally, I was going to have TK do the show with me, and he's like, no, I can't. I can't spend 4 hours in front of a camera. But if I have to go to the little girl's room, he has promised that he will cover for me. So I'm going to drink lots and lots and lots and lots and lots of water so that you guys get some TK. And speaking of that, you guys are going to get more TK in 2026. There's a thing to be happy about, right? Here, let's have some confetti. More TK in 2026. So we intend to have a bigger social media presence, right? We're going to do shorts every week. We're going to do two live streams this a month, like we were already doing. For the public, we'll have more stuff for patrons. And TK, hello, Miss Vizzy. I got your text, by the way. I haven't had a chance to respond, but you made me cry, like ugly cry, and I love you so much. He has agreed to do some of the shorts with me, cover for some of the shows. In fact, when we get into the yarn stuff, TK has his own line of yarn, you guys. I'm not making this up. This was his idea. I'm excited about it. If it wasn't my business, I would sign up for this yarn subscription box, honestly. In fact, let's talk a little bit about that, you know. So let me get my cards out, because you guys know my brain. It does not hold all the information very well. And I came prepared today. Those are all my good things. Okay, here we go. So in 2026, all of, I love you too, all of our normal colorways, the colorways that you see behind me, they're going to be archived. Before you guys freak out about that, archived does not mean they're gone. We're not Disney. We're not putting them in the vault. All it means is I will not have them readily on hand at all times. If I'm doing a show somewhere, a lot of those colorways are going to be available because, you know, if they don't sell at the show. But generally speaking, we'll have a section on the website for archived yarn, and you can go in there and you can order it. It'll be dyed to order with a 2-week wait, because we will have the yarn base on hand at all times. I don't have to wait to get the order in from, you know, my wholesale supplier. So there will be a minimum skein purchase of 2 skeins, not 4, but 2. Makes it much easier for you guys. Shops can still buy all of those yarns. Like, they're still available for wholesale. They'll be at trunk shows. They'll be at festivals we do, and you guys can still order it. Per colorway, he's correct. 2 skeins per colorway. So if you want to order Cynthia's Lunchbox and Nurple, you would need to order 2 Cynthia's Lunchbox and 2 Nurple. That's how that would work. And there would be a up to 2 weeks wait period. It would probably go out much sooner than that while I dye it, if it's not available. Sometimes those colorways will be in stock just because I have leftover from shows, right? That does happen. Or because somebody else ordered 2 skeins and I have 2 skeins left over, because I still do dye in 4 skeins. So that's what we're doing with our main colorways. I hope that's okay with all of you, because honestly, we have to. We don't really have much choice. We can't afford to continue at this time to have all of our colorways available on hand at all times. It is not financially stable for us at this moment. Let's get real for a second. It's early. Let's get real before we all get a little tipsy, right? TK and I are doing an extremely dumb thing. On paper, it's stupid. The economy is not great right now. A lot of people are afraid of what their futures look like financially and as far as their careers go, and, you know, just the state of the world right now. And I understand that. We feel the same way. We're a luxury item. I mean, I'm a luxury item, but I mean the yarn. It's a luxury item. It is not a necessity in life. It's not food. It's not shelter. It's not the thing that you need. It makes you happy, and that's very important. But it's not a necessity. It is a luxury item, and it is a higher end luxury item, right? We're very aware of that. We are also very, very aware that people are going to have to tighten their financial belts. So the smart thing for us to do, quite frankly, would be to throw the towel in, have a big sale, get rid of all of our inventory, sell our equipment, and just call it a day, right? I mean, I have a full-time stable position. TK has things that he's got his hands in that he's really good at. So we have income. That would be the smart thing for us to do, but we don't want to do that. I love doing Boss Kitty. He loves working on this show with me and collaborating with me, and we love this community. And so we've spent the last 6 months talking about this, and we really want to take Boss Kitty and make it more about community. So that's kind of what we're doing. But we also know how much you guys love new, exciting things. So we're creating a schedule to make new and exciting things for you. It is a really good idea inventory wise as well. Which colors are more desirable compared to exactly haunted? Exactly. That's perfect. You are also luxurious, but I definitely understand what you were saying. Thank you, Rats. Thank you. So with that in mind, we will still be releasing new colorways. We're not doing box sets anymore, guys. Box sets, rip, done, rest in power. But we're doing seasonal colorways. So every season, every 4 months or so, you'll get 2 new colorways. This season's colorways were, like I said, Yule Tree and Frostbite, which I'll show off here in a little bit. There'll be 2 colorways. They'll be available. They'll be on hand, like they'll be in the inventory. I do not have a set amount of those. It's just as many as we have, and when we run out, we'll buy some more. Okay, so those are available the way our colorways used to be available. And that's really fun and exciting. We will still have the patron exclusive holiday colorway and mini skein set. So the holiday colorway is in the winter, the mini skein set is in the spring. And then if you're an annual subscriber at those 2 different levels, the Culticon and the Hazel's Heroes, you'll get your free skeins with that. That's not going away. We are also bringing on, aside from just seasonal colorways, we're bringing on subscription boxes. So we will have 4 subscriptions that you can, go figure, you can subscribe to them. So they're annual subscriptions. There's 4 of them. They're each thematic, but they're not thematic in the sense where it's this tight theme that I have to stick to, because boop, no. We have 3 of them that are pretty standard in size. It'll be 4 skeins of yarn, 1 every quarter, and they'll come with little goodies. So we have book club. Like this. TK's trying to tell me to push the whole thing down, and I'm not.
Pardon me, guys. Whole thing down.
Okay.
That thing up.
Was I too
There
close?
you go.
Was I too
well, you were
close?
a little on it, but it was also blocking a lot of your.
Can I slap your butt?
wanted to fix it for you.
So we'll have 3 that are pretty standard size. It's 1 skein of yarn per quarter, but they'll all have different things going on with them. So one will be a book club subscription, and each skein. Each skein will be based on a different book, and the idea there will be that we could read the book together throughout that quarter, while knitting or crocheting or weaving with our fiber or our yarn or whatever the colorway is. Those will come with extra, and these will come with extra goodies. So that might have a bookmark with it, as an example, or stitch markers. The next one is called the Garden Party. Will be the Garden Party. And the Garden Party will be plant-based fibers, we're hoping. That's, my fingers are crossed. I have to see how many different plant-based fibers I can find for a reasonable price. So those skeins will be plant-based fibers. You might get some seeds with it, and all of the colorways will be inspired by different plants in the garden. I love BK Book Club. I do too. I love book clubs just in general, so I'm very stoked about that one. The third one in the basic sets, and when I say basic, I mean it's, like I said, 1 skein per quarter. This is the one you guys are going to get really excited about, and I won't be surprised if it's our best selling. It's TK's Fiber Gang. I can't really tell you exactly what TK's Fiber Gang will be. I can tell you that a lot of it is going to be about badass, awesome history, honestly. You'll get a little zine that comes with it. For those of you who don't know what a zine is, it's a handmade little book that looks kind of like a comic. And they usually have a lesson or it's one story in there, right? They're pretty freaking awesome. So that's going to be TK. That's how we're going to teach him how to dye yarn, and he's going to come up with his own colors and his own themes to go with those. The zine will have it'll tell you what the yarn is all about. Of course it'll have a zine, right? Laura, he says you're the only one legally obligated to order one. And then we will have a larger box set that I have not officially named yet, but it's going to be, I shouldn't call it a box set, I'm sorry, subscription. It's going to be a Coven subscription, and it originally I was going to do 8 different skeins for all 8 of the pagan holidays. However, that's a lot of shipping, honestly. So for your sake and my sake, we're doing 4. But what we're going to do, if I could order now, I would. What we're going to do is they'll go out on the 4 main holidays of the wheel of the year. And they'll have a full skein of yarn, and then they will have a mini skein for the secondary holiday. So like Samhain might have Samhain and Yule, a smaller one for Yule with it, as an example. Or vice versa, but probably not. So that's how that's going to work. Those will have probably like little, you might get a candle with that. You might get some stones with that, with the idea of what the stone represents, what it's good for. You might get tea with that, or herbs or something, but you'll get little things that go with that. It might be stitch markers. It might be a sticker. We're still working on that. We are collaborating with some other creators to make stickers and stitch markers and bookmarks and other things to put into these boxes. So that's the plan there. Those are our subscriptions that we're talking about doing, and that's really what we're doing with our colorways at this time. I know a lot of you are aware of the shenanigans that happened at Oregon Flock and Fiber Festival this year. I'm not going to really dig in on it. I will tell you that we never got an official apology after we were told we would. Neither did the other vendors. So we will not be going back to Oregon Flock and Fiber this year, which is a bummer for us because that is a large portion of our income, right? So we're trying to find new and exciting ways to supplement that. We will be at Rose City Yarn Crawl this year, which is very exciting for us. And that is the beginning of March. You two are amazing. I love you both so much. Freely just woke up. Busy, I love you. And I love your children and your husband. And Happy New Year, my love. So yeah, we're looking into different ways to supplement that and just to grow. There has been whispers of us putting together our own festival. I would want it to be kind of a urban homesteading festival instead of just a fiber festival, because that's another thing that Boss Kitty's kind of doing, is that it's becoming more of a lifestyle and less of just fiber. So you'll hear more about that in the future. And I'm really excited about it. Oh, he's talking to the cats. I can hear TK in the other room, and I'm trying to figure out what he's saying because I thought he was doing his producing thing. He's talking and playing with the cats. I love him so much. Rhinebeck, girl, do you know how expensive Rhinebeck is? Let me see what I can do there. Rhinebeck, oh my gosh. Am I buying a sheep farm? Oh my gosh, Coco, I wish. No, I realized that when people kept asking us, they said you should put together your own festival. And Tia and I talked about it, and I said, the frustrating thing with most of these festivals is that they are meant for people who own lots of land, and we are in a time when people don't own land. I'm lucky. I own a nice little house with a nice little piece of land that I can do a small garden in the back in my city. But most people are renting and they don't have a lot of space, but they should still be able to be self-sufficient to some degree. So I want to create a festival that has fiber arts in it for sure, but also, helps and promotes urban homesteading. So what type of animals can you have within city limits, and what are the laws? What are some great herbs and vegetables that you can grow in a garden that you have set up on your patio, because that's all you have space for, right? I know, I'm watching it. So I really want to dive into that and really promote that and help get that kind of rolling. And that really comes back down to focusing on community. You have 2 acres, Vicky. That's amazing. I'll go to a homestead hoedown any day. I love you, Jeb. So, speaking of community, the other thing that came out of this is that we really want to focus on community. We have like less than 3 minutes, guys, until we drop that first ball, by the way. I did not expect to spend half an hour talking about all of this, but here we are. So I talked a little bit about this in my short today, but there's so much turmoil in the world right now, right? That community is so important. The people around you, remotely or physically around you, that's the pillar. That's going to be the thing that keeps people up and moving and going. So you need to be able to rely on your neighbor. I'm really lucky. I live in a phenomenal neighborhood where I can trade my tomatoes with my neighbor across the street and give her some plums, or vice versa.
About 4 inches. It's under your chin.
Like that?
Yeah.
I'm really lucky. But that should start to be more promoted throughout the country and out the world, that you be able to do that. So we're going to really focus on that. And one of those things is we have this lovely colorway that I will also do on the overhead camera. I'm trying to be fast because I am running out of time before we drop the first ball. This is our FIFA colorway, as an amphibian and Antifa, because Portland is the city of blow up frogs in protests against ICE, among other things. The plan here is that 20% of the profit we make off this, 20% of sales of any of this colorway, and this colorway is available on all of our bases, will be donated to a different charity each quarter. Oh, and we can talk more about that in the new year for the East Coast because we have less than a minute. So if you are on the East Coast, or if you're not on the East Coast and you just want to celebrate with your fellow East Coast neighbor, we have less than a minute, about almost 30 seconds, 40 seconds until that ball is going to drop. In fact, I'm going to get myself ready over here. There we go. And when we come back, I think I might talk about something that is good that's happened in 2025, because I got a little ahead of myself there. Sorry. Protest Frog is great. Oh my gosh, this is exciting. I haven't done this in a while, so you guys got to bear with me. Okay, we're almost there, guys. I'm going to mute myself. You ready?
10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Happy New Year!
So what do you punks want to know? I'm here. Topo Chico to ring in the new year. Happy New Year to everybody on the East Coast, Laura and whoever else is out there. Hi, everybody. What'd she tell you? She told you all the good stuff, right? Yeah, Wild TK has appeared with his topo. I already had my coffee. I look different? Why do I look different? I've got the official Salem Friends of Cats hat. This is a terrific charity, by the way. And then over here, I've got Bob Dobbs from the Church of the Subgenius. And this, right, I'm going to lean in. That guy right there. The late Mike Nesmith, who passed away this past year. So, R.I.P. Mike Nesmith. So I'm going to wait. Tell me what it is you want to know. Do you want to know what the first official colorway for TK's Fiber Gang will be? I'll wait. I'll let you ask. I'll just sit here quietly drinking my sub. TK Colorways. That's right. Yeah, you want to know? All right, I'll tell you. This is the one that I'm going to let go because it probably won't release until March or April. I forget the schedule that we've set up. But if you're interested in Fiber Gang, our first official colorway will be called, write it down, Candidate 9653. And it is a colorway celebrating a real American hero, a man named Eugene V. Debs, D-E-B-S. Look him up. And that's the kind of thing that you're going to get from me. I mean, you get the fine, fancy vegetable and flower stuff from Garden Party, book club. BK, I don't know if she's told you this or not. She is a member of what they call Smut Club, her and her friends. They read smutty, terrible books, and then they talk about them, and they giggle like little girls. And then the Coven one, it actually sounds really neat because you get a skein plus a mini for color work. Super good. But TK's Fiber Gang is where you're going to learn about, what's best in life, Conan. Smut Club is fun. Smut Club might be another, hey, BK, we might just end up doing Smut Club next year. We'll just add one. Sub box. Dirty socialist. Yes, Laura Bronner. He was a dirty, dirty socialist. Yeah, I mean, that's what's going on in our world. She broke it all down for you. I'm not going to be here for long. She's trying to find a way to plug in my phone so I don't die. Smuts and covens and dirty socialists. That is what, and things that grow out of the ground. That's what we're all about. What? Oh, good. Well, it's plugged in, which means she'll be back here. I'm just the fill-in. I'm the seat warmer. I'm that guy that sat behind Will Smith and went, oh, where's he going? That's me. That's my job. How's everybody else? I haven't talked to y'all in a long, long time. Smuts, Covens, and Socialists. 2026 is the way. No. You don't need to let me do this for the next 10. I don't have that much topo. I have a limited amount of topo. Wait. It is tangerine with ginger. Yummy. Yeah, what are the rest of you? What are y'all up to? Tell me. Fill me in on your lives. I got this big old, I set up a great big monitor here for BKs. And then I had to make the font super, super big because she's an old lady and she can't see everything.
Why don't you go over a good thing that happened in 2020?
Oh, you know what? I do. I got a nice stack. Here we go.
I mean, that first thing is...
Yeah, Bubbles, we haven't been here regularly since September. That's a long time back. And we had to figure out. August? Shoot. Yeah, we had to figure out what we were going to do because, as she said, and she used my word, which I think is great, stupid. We're stupid people. We're trying to make a living off a luxury item in a non-luxury time, economic time. So we're going to also find ways throughout the year to have sale. Oh, do you want me to talk about the X out of the grab bags?
Sure, go ahead.
All right.
By the way, how comfortable is that setup?
What's so nice? This is super comfy, yeah. No more, she said no more box sets, no more grab bags. So if you loved the grab bags, no more grab bags. What we will do is we will make that pile of yarn available at a super low discount, like a blowout discount, but it's rando, so you don't know what you're going to get.
And also not so low that we are a detriment to other...
Yes, yeah, we're not going to try to undersell people with it, but at the same time, these are our one-offs, and, oh, that's not blue enough, that kind of thing. Oh, that sparkle didn't turn out as sparkly as I liked it. So we're going to sell at kind of Lion brand prices, if you know what I'm saying. Let me see. Let me look at chat. I have a cat sleeping on my face. Yarn Pirate, Gracie sleeps on my face. She's a big girl, and she just comes up every night and just plops on my kisser, and I have to breathe through all that hair all night long, which is fine with me. Elizabeth, done with this year, almost recovered from strep throat. Oh! A few days ago, my doctor said I have 2 new tumors, non-cancer so far. Yay, and let's make sure that continues. I don't want to say yay to tumors, but I want to say yay to non-cancerous tumors. And you're starting to get bronchitis. Girl, please, settle down. Take care of yourself. A little orange juice would be good for you. Bubble Toes loves a good discount. Of course, we all love a good discount. Sparkling wine. Bubbles headed into the sparkling wine. By the way, Bubbles, I found out that the city of St. Paul, instead of dropping a ball this year, is dropping a giant lighted hockey puck. I just watched Sheriff Bob go out by the arena after the game, which, by the way, U.S. lost to Sweden, I think, 5-2. but they're going to be dropping from a crane a giant lighted hockey puck. So go St. Paul. Mystery Orphan Singles, for sure. That's how we're doing. Hey, you want to make some more noise over there? Goodness. Goose, not small, pretty aggressive about snuggling with me at night. It's best just to cooperate. Yeah, Gracie is a thug. Yeah, you got to check out Bob's stream. By the way, I didn't realize y'all had as much snow as you had. Not as much as you've had in previous years, but pretty good. These cards, I sent BK a bunch of stuff this evening, and I said, get out some index cards. She took out recipe cards, and I said, write down all the good stuff that you can find that happened in 2025. So this is, we already been through all that. These are blank. Why you're holding blank cards, I'll never know. Good things in 2025. Here we go. Number one, on the topic of microplastics. Microplastics are being replaced with sugar cane, molded sugar cane. It is biodegradable, and it is removing microplastics. They're creating
plastic out of sugar.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. Yeah. Right. So in the future, we're getting rid of all the microplastics. It creates a healthy compost when it breaks down. And 2025 is the first year that was produced in a large scale. So, hey, we're taking care of microplastics. Two, and this is as far as I'll go. This is the Center for Enlightened Disagreement. Do you know anything about where this is or what this is about? Okay, so look, you'll have to look it up. It's somewhere in the States. The Center for Enlightened Disagreement. It teaches people how to disagree in a productive manner. It creates positive differences in opinions, and it works towards understanding in a multicultural society. So, hooray!
When he was talking about it, he said that
I'll relay this if it's any good.
he would have somebody discuss something that they felt different about somebody else.
Yeah.
Over, and then he would take that and he would find the positive. Like, this is what they believe in this then, and here's the positive.
Terrific.
things.
Yes. Right. So less about where you differ and more about understanding where somebody's coming from, that they have that different. Boof. I'm good. Here we go. Let me check chat again. Still can't smell. Moonbow Arts. Still can't smell after a sinus or ear infection. But you quit smoking in July, so that's good news. What is being replaced by sugarcane bubble toes? Microplastics. The plastics that break down in the ocean tides and then they get in your bloodstream. They're in everything.
So
You've got microplastics
makes
in your microplastic breaks down like your milk jug. It's floating around in the ocean between the sun and the waves and the salt. It breaks down and it continues to break down. It continues to break down. It continues to break down. Then it gets back in the water supply, goes up in the air, comes down with the rain, and gets in your system. We've all got microplastics in us. Thank you, industrial society.
But they're making plastic.
So happy you have big old snowblower. Oh, Bubble Toes, I want a picture of the snowblower in the Discord. Haunted Hooligan. Do I know Haunted Hooligan? Have I ever met Haunted Hooligan? Hi, Haunted. Good to see you. Got an electric, ours electric, filled. You are definitely filled with microplastics. I have met you. I've heard it rattle over breakfast. Bubble Toes. When we all went out to breakfast and she'd pick up her fork, I just hear her rattle. I thought it was just weak bones, but I can see maybe microplastics. You got microplastics in your milk jugs. Let's see. Yeah, all right. Cassandra, all right. Good to see you. It's good to see everybody. I wish BK would come back because I haven't done this in so long. I've lost the power of the riff, if you know what I mean. Laura and Left have been trying to get me to go back and do a Omnivore drive-along stream, and I may do one of those, maybe in January, February. Okay, here's the other part of what she was talking about. She's talking about a change in our business model. I will tell you that on the 5th of January, that's a Monday, BossKittyShop.com, as it currently stands, will stop. It will go offline for 2 weeks. Don't panic. If you go there, there'll be a little thing that says, hey, we're offline for 2 weeks. And then, what would that be? The 19th or 20th of January is when we're coming back on. She'll come back on with a relaunch stream, BK will. Maybe both of us, because we're in a one-shot now, but we can pull back to a two-shot. There's another comfy little thing here. So we've got 2 of these pretty mics, which this one is working like shiza tonight. But we'll come back with a relaunch stream, and BossKittyShop.com will look very different. You will be able to click and go to our BK Colorway archive, where you can order anything that you see here, anything that BK Shop has had in the past. You'll be able to order that. And then you will be directed to the subscriptions, so you can get a look at any of the subscription clubs that you can sign up for. And I have one other thing to explain about that in a second. You can also, and if you miss the first month of something, you can join at any time. It's not that you have to sign up at the first of the year and then sign up again at the end of the year. If you get to August and you're like, boy, Garden Club seems neat, you can sign up and you will just get the next 4 mailings, the next year of mailings. It's just a pick up and go from wherever you are. We have always offered shop pay as an option, and a lot of you have taken advantage of it. And that is an option where you can click shop pay, set up your shop account, and then pay monthly. Let's say you buy $100 worth of yarn. You can pay it out over 4 or 5 months, however much that is. So if you look at the price of a subscription set for a year, and you think, man, that's just a little out of reach, find out what it breaks down to with shop pay, and that might be an option for you. You're like, I can't afford, I'm going to pull a number out of my ear, I can't afford $250 to sign up for Garden Club, but I can afford $30 a month or $40 a month, whatever it is, for the next few months. I can, I got a little side hustle, and I got that money, I can do that. So look and see what that is, because we don't want people to miss out just because. Some of those colors will remain, all of those colors will remain exclusive for at least a year. Some of them might go into the archive. And also, if you are currently a patron and you are signed up at the level where you get the mini skein bundle every spring, and that has not come around for you, and there's a second one, I don't remember what it is, but if you've signed up for one of those where you get a free or an option and that has not come around for you, we will continue to do those until they've come around for everybody, and then we'll decide what we'll do from that point forward. What do you got for me?
So, the smaller box set
Yeah.
probably be under, or subscriptions will probably be under $200.
Oh,
200
well,
probably with shipping.
that's pretty good.
Probably.
BK is telling me that her rough estimate says that something like Fiber Gang with shipping,
And zine.
which is rolled in, might be plus or minus $200, which is actually pretty cheap
Because it's
for a full mailing, and you get that hand-drawn zine. Maybe I'll do a stream coming up where I show you my new digital tablet. I know have we shown off the new logo in the Discord?
We haven't shown it off yet.
Oh, we got a new logo, hand illustrated by this fella right here. It's terrific. It's terrific. I love it. And she loves it, and it better reflects who we are now. I mean, we're going on year 12 of Boss Kitty. Technically, year 12 of Boss Kitty. We're very different people in a very different situation with things that we've kind of settled into. The energy's a little different, and so it's just time for us to better reflect who we are now. Plus, that whole off kerfuffle made us realize,
Bucket.
yeah, really, honestly, God, if kids, earmuffs, fuck it. We're just going to be who we are, and we don't have to be anything other than what we are. And if that day says we're angry enough to release FIFA, which I just, where'd it go? It's just, I love that color so much. Here, FIFA. I'm going to show it one more time. Oh, you know what? I'm going to show FIFA in the fiber. There it is in the fiber. She didn't show you this, did she? Hang on. I'm going to lose that topo. There it is. It's actually, this is actually the super floof. There's some silk in this one. It's purty. So, yeah, that's the FIFA color. You know, we can get away with that now, whereas maybe we would have second-guessed ourselves previously, but whatever. We are with you on the right side of history. You got it. Hashtag F off. We did that, yes. Fancy new drawing tablet, exactly, Cassandra. It's pretty. I had a little tiny one for the longest time, and it just hurts to try to get in there and make these tiny. Now I got a big one, and I hand illustrated. I wish you had some of the flyers. There's some on my nightstand. Some of the flyers from I don't know how many of you know this. Most of you probably know this. In 2025, I came full circle with my comic book fanboy thing. When I was a kid, I started buying comic books in 1973. And I used to go to, those late 70s or early 80s conventions that were very, very different than they are now. Now they're big pop culture fests and all that. So I decided, hey, I've got an opportunity. Let me rent a venue. Let me sign up some vendors. And let's do an old school comic swap. And I did a couple of those this year, and they were actually pretty successful. I enjoyed it. I don't know if I'll do it again because they're a giant pain in the ass. But they were actually very successful. But when I got this tablet, I went in and I hand illustrated my flyers. So BK is going to grab some, and I'll show them off here in a second. There's a family story about how I said shit in front of my grandparents in a restaurant at age 2. Start early. It's practice. Then you become discerning with it. It's like drinking whiskey. It takes a little while, and then you're like, oh, that's nutty, Start the cursing early and keep going. On our 10th anniversary. Are you on my phone? PK is on my phone. More authenticity equals more success from your lips to the ears of whatever in the universe is. Here, I don't know if anybody can see this. Here, let me lean forward. There's one illustration. There's another. And I just had a ball with them. Somehow this is BK's favorite. Hang on. So yeah, that was the week I got the tablet. I went in and I started making the flyers for the...
You're a dirty liar.
What?
That's the one that creeps me the fuck out.
I know, it's your favorite. Creeps her out. No, really, I experienced that when I had a business of my own, just be real, and all the good people. We always have been real. We just have always tried to temper that realness with, I don't know, a little more family friendliness. And now I don't feel so, after off, I don't feel so friendly. Yeah, I feel like a curmudgeonly old fella, and I am a curmudgeonly old fella. 57, though, used to look a lot different than it does now, so I'll accept my 57. Me and Paul Rudd, if he grew a beard, and he has white in his beard, so me and Paul Rudd. Yes, darling?
Hey, aren't we giving away a subscription?
I'm going to mention one more thing, and then I'm going to split, because she's going to go over there to the overhead camera.
You're gonna play graduate.
And she's, oh, you know what? And I will.
After you talk about this.
Okay, so let me set that up real quick. It's under segments. It's there. Okay. we are giving away preemptively before our relaunch. We are going to give away one of the 3 smaller subscription set subscriptions for the year. It won't be the Coven, because the Coven is extra yarn. It's a little more expensive. There's more shipping. There's more stuff that comes with it. But Garden Party Book Club or TK's Fiber Gang, we are your choice. When you win, you tell us which one.
Choose which parent you want to live with.
Yes, choose which parent you want to live with. In our Discord, there's a post in general chat from BK that says the secret word is, and then the secret word is there in quotes. And this is what you have to do. If you are not a member of our Discord, type in chat right now, !Discord. It will give you a link. It does not cost you anything to sign up. If you have not been involved in our Discord to date, we've had this thing going for like 5 years now, and it is just the neatest community. People sharing recipes, people being there for each other, people, all that stuff. But in that post in our Discord is the secret word. Hang on to the secret word. Nightbot there just gave you the link to the Discord if you're not there. Hang on to that secret word. At the end of this live stream, after a few minutes, this live stream will be available to watch on demand on our YouTube channel. Find it, go into the comments section, type the secret word. We're going to give you 24 hours. And then on January 2nd, we're going to post a short to our social medias and in the Discord, and we will have taken all of the names of the people who have put the secret word in the comments section. We will draw one of them, and that person is going to get a free 1-year subscription to the subscription box of their choice. It's going to be super cool. Yes?
Coco would like to know how you sign up for a subscription.
Well, Coco, BK, just tell me, how do I sign up for one of these subscriptions? You have to wait until we relaunch the site. When we relaunch the site, you'll have information about all 4 of the available boxes, and you can sign up then. You won't get anything immediately. The first colorway will come out in March for any of the boxes, and they will be rotated. So I think it will be like Book Club in March, Garden Club in April, and then in May, BK Fiber Gang and the first of the Coven set. And they'll just keep going like that. So if you sign up for more than one, you're going to get 8 different mailings throughout the year with all sorts of goodies. So
You'll be able to see the color that's coming up. Like that'll be
yes, yeah. So in the listing, you will see the color that is coming up next. And then when that color, we'll freeze that before we do, like a week or 2 in advance of the mail out. And you'll still be able to sign up, but you won't be able to get that colorway. And then we will have all of the previous colorways listed on the page for that box, so you can go back and look and go, oh, those were really neat. I would like to be a part of this, and then you can sign up for that at any point.
If I sign up in the middle,
Yes.
do I miss out?
Why aren't you in this seat, you Gabby?
If I sign up in the middle, do I miss out and only get like 2 scans?
No, we've already been through that. You can sign up any time. You can sign up in August for something that, we launched these subscriptions in March, April, May. You can sign up in August for any one of them, and you don't get this previous stuff. What you get is the next 2 for this year and the first 2 of the next year. You get a year's worth from whenever you sign up. So you miss out on the previous stuff, but you're not going to miss out on anything moving forward. You're not going to be short anything. It's just you're signing up for a year from whenever you sign up.
How many
So
subscriptions are there?
stop it. We've already talked about all this stuff. You haven't been in here. Now you're going to stand over me and gab.
I'm producing.
This is what I get. I'm going to give you guys something special before I turn it back over to her on the main. So I want everybody, I'm going to mute my mic, and I'm going to push a button, and maybe I will see you before midnight on Pacific time. Maybe I won't, but I really,
Thank you.
I love all of you. All right, this is for you.
What's up, buddy? Got a joke for you. What did the shirt say to the pants? What's up, my britches? No, no, don't use that word. Don't. Particularly in front of your mother.
Okay, this worked. TK, can you stay there so that we can come back afterwards? So, I told you guys about my special box, which sounds really dirty now that I'm saying it out loud. That's what this is. This is an old ragtag cigar box. I put this wallpaper on it at some point. I don't remember when or why, but I should probably replace it. And this is what's in it. There's a bunch of stuff in here, so I thought I would just go through some of this. This is my corsage from prom, no joke. That I went to prom with my best friend, and I have no regrets. And it's really funny because I don't think he was going to get me a corsage, and his mother, who adores me, was like, "You can't go to prom without getting your date a corsage." So, thank you, Nathan. I don't know if all of the states, all of the country does outdoor school, but the Pacific Northwest does, and it's a week where you go outdoors and you camp and you have camp counselors. It's a week of camp, but you're in middle school and you learn all the cool stuff about the outdoors. And so this was my little badge from when I went to outdoor school. Simi P. You guys can guess what the P stands for. And then all of the camp counselors signed it. I think. Did you go to outdoor school, TK?
No.
Really? That's sad. And you got little like beads from different counselors. You traded them with other friends and stuff. I can't see chat, so you're gonna have to let me know if anybody's saying anything. These are. Oh, you did, Dio? That's awesome.
And Admit wants to know which camp you went to.
I went to Eagle Creek. I think I went to Eagle Creek. It might have been Trillium. I don't know. It's been a hot minute. These are from my first and second special box. Please note the Lisa Frank sticker. It's very important. This might be the oldest thing in here. This is a birthday card from my aunt, the one that got me this, or gave me the idea for the box in the first place. But this is from my second birthday, guys. Look at that. It says 85. This thing is, it's not as,
Grady Spruce.
it's not as, I don't think I've ever heard of that one.
It's in Garland.
This is in better shape than some of your comic skirt. Just gonna put that out there. I don't know where this ducky came from. I think I got it during Rocky years, Rocky Horror. This one was from my uncle, or my grandfather and his partner. I hate clowns, but at 5, I was pretty excited about it. And I think I was 7 maybe, actually. But I held on to it, clearly. And then there's just some patches in here from when I was in middle school. I did, in fact, was part of the Girl Scouts. I have a bunch of different ticket stubs. You guys all have ticket stubs. There's some Star Wars. There's the Sleater Kinney concert I went to in high school. Dresden Dolls. All my Broadway stuff is in here. There's Wicked and Miss Saigon.
Kingdom Lake. Dio, you're speaking the language.
TK says you're speaking his language. This was a hand-drawn card from my brother, and I feel like I need to read this. This is from my 13th birthday. It says, "Sorry I couldn't get you a present, but I have no money, so I figured a card might do. But again, I have no money, so I made one for you." Joe, if you're still in chat, thank you. And I've kept this card for a long time, even though it says Simi is 13, God help us all. I was in love with Jonathan Taylor Thomas when I was a child. And I joined the fan club, and I got this signed picture. I don't think it's really signed, but they made it look like it's signed. And I lost my shit over it, and I have kept it all these years. Maybe it's worth something. What do you think, TK? This is clearly not real. No, that's the other one.
All right.
That's, you're thinking of, I don't remember his name, but yeah. This, I think, is also
Zachary Ty Bryant.
that one. I think this is class of 2000. Oh, this is my graduation balloon. Look at that, class of 2001. I didn't even know what that was. And then I have some jewelry in here. That was like one of the first little rings that my parents ever got me. Just random stuff like that. I go through this thing maybe once every 5 years or so is all. But I just thought a little bit of, BK history. Some of it's embarrassing, some of it's not. You guys might get a kick out of it. While I'm up here, though, I know that means TK's going to have to stay in here a little longer. Do you want to hand me the Amphifa colorway so that they can see it better? Sure. We can do them. There we go. So here is the colorway on the kitty glitter. You guys can see there's a lot of greens in here. There's some speckles in it.
It's a little brighter on camera than it actually
It is. It is a little brighter on camera. It's because this is actually a little truer to form. Although even this is actually much deeper. But it is a bright colorway. And this will be available. So this will not be archived. This will always be available. And it will always have 20% going to some type of charity. And we will discuss and promote that charity. And it will be local because we're all about local community. We will discuss and promote that charity during that quarter.
By the
so
way, spell it.
AMPHI. Is that a T? R? Is that P? F? Is there another F?
No.
A?
There you go.
There we go. I got lost at the end. And then currently our seasonal colorways are these two right here. And some of you have already ordered these. They've been dyed to order.
That's right.
If you haven't received yours yet, I'm waiting on the next round of yarn to come in. As soon as that's here, I'll be dyeing all next week, and these will be going out. But this is Yule Tree, which is what I planned on knitting with tonight, so we'll see if I even get to it. This is really lovely green and brown color. And then this is Frostbite. And do we have Frostbite still in Kitty Glitter? We do. This is Frostbite in Kitty Glitter,
It's the best.
and I need to, you can't really see it very well. It does not do it justice.
Hands on either side of it.
It looks frozen, you guys. It's so cool. The Yule Tree looks really cool in Kitty Glitter too. I don't have any of it right now. But this is just, it's magical in the Kitty Glitter. I just wanted to show that off for you guys. I think those were the only colors we were going to show off right now, weren't they? Excellent. Okay, so we're going to show you, do you want to show them another dad joke while we, we're going to give you another dad joke while we transition back over. So here we go.
Hey, buddy. I've got a joke just for you on your special birthday. What did the pirate say on his 80th birthday? Aye, matey. You get it? Because he's 80? Aye, matey.
Well, hey there, guys. How are you? Am I unmuted? I am unmuted. Is my mic in the right place, TK? Look at that. You guys got TK for over half an hour. That's amazing. Thank you, TK. We love you. They are really pretty, aren't they? So the seasonal colorways are still available in the shop. They have priority over everything else that I'm dyeing right now. I know you inquired about your order. That's kind of in with that, so we'll get that taken care of. The sparkles, I know, they're so pretty. Towards me? Hold on. Is it towards me that I do this or away? It's away. That's how I tighten it up. There we go. Sorry. We have the mic kind of jerry-rigged onto the shelving unit, and so I'm trying to take care of it. 2 dad jokes in such a short amount of time. Best night ever. You know what? I'm just like, I got them. We might as well use them, right? Someday I will do more of those dad jokes because they might be the most brilliant thing I've ever done. You're being spoiled because we love you and we haven't seen you in so long. And FIFA, yes. Ooh, yes, they also are gorgeous. Also, that green is everything. I love the green ghost, babe. Thank you. Pirate joke, I feel special. Do you guys want to hear a secret? I don't even know what the jokes are anymore because I can't hear them on my end. The sound does not come through on my headphones or anything, so I can't hear them. I just see dad joke BK on the screen jibber jabbering, and then when they're done, I come back. It's like magic. Oh, is it on the headphones? I've never heard it through the headphones. That's good to know. Do you guys want another good thing that happened in 2025? Because I think that's important. I think it's really important for us to try to focus on some of those good things. That doesn't mean put your head in the sand and ignore the horrific things that are happening in this world, because we need to be informed and you need to be able to push back on those things. However, for your emotional survival and sanity, it's important to see and celebrate the good things that have happened as well. So this one is really easy. Homicide rates in the United States in 2025 are down 20%. When I found that out, I was floored. I was shocked. I was like, there's no way that's real. They're down 20%. That's amazing. And it's even better. I think personally, I'm a little, TK pointed out they've been falling for 4 straight years. And I don't know if that's just that people are more self-aware about gun violence or violence in general, or people are just taking better care of, being safe and knowing their surroundings, or if other people are getting the mental health that they need. I mean, this is me being optimistic, right? But whatever the case is, homicide rates are down big time, and that's huge. Only good things. Had a good chat tonight about all of the good things that happened this year. See, that's beautiful. That's good. Too tired for murders. Exactly. People are just too tired for murders, says Laura. Laura, I think you need a catapult for that. That was actually pretty funny. Let me find them. Oh, yeah. Let's do that catapult. Okay, I'm going to give you guys another one. Let's see here. Oh, this one's really cool, too. So there's this thing called pop-up wetlands. So California has lost a bunch of their wetlands, right, due to climate change. And so this group of people came up with this brilliant idea, because farmers are having a really hard time right now. I wonder why. So they're paying farmers to flood their unused fields during migration so that birds have places to feed, drink, and rest. It doesn't just help the birds out, but it means that the farmers are actually getting income as well on these fields that they wouldn't have been able to use. So everybody wins.
Wait, coming through.
Did you hear that, TK?
Yes.
How cool is that? So yeah, pop-up wetlands. And things like that I love, because they're the most simple, brilliant ideas. Like there's no science that has, there's some science, but there's not a lot of science that has to go behind it. There's not a lot of red tape you have to go through to get from point A to point B. It's so simple. Hey, you have land that you can't use right now because you're in dire straits and people aren't buying the way that they used to.
Beep, beep, come
I can provide you some income if you're willing to use that land to help the wildlife. That's fantastic. It doesn't get any better than that. A natural pesticide. Oh, that's a murder in this economy. I'm sorry. Shit. Oh, I love you guys so much. Are you talking about the murder, or are you talking about the natural wetlands, or the pop-up wetlands? I think you're talking about the murder being a natural pesticide. I don't know if I would call it natural, because murder is not natural. But I feel ya. Let's see. I'll give you guys one more for now, and then we'll go through them later on. Let's see. No, we'll hold off on that one. Ooh. Okay. So I don't have all the details on this one, and this one's very sciencey. They found out that you can play music, and it's really just the sound of water going through other coral reefs. But if you play this music that is the sound of coral reefs and water, underwater, it encourages the growth of other coral reefs. So they've got speakers underneath water, and they're playing the sound that goes through other coral reefs, right? Kind of like whale sounds, that type of thing, to the coral reefs, and it's promoting growth. It's creating growth at a faster rate. So all of those coral reefs, because we lost like 20%, 30% in the last 30 years due to climate change and, all of our shenanigans, it's growing at a rapid rate because they're using their own sounds to promote growth. How cool is that? You have an underwater party going on.
I'm going to do something cool
Yeah, TK.
right now.
You gonna coral reef me up?
Right now.
Whoa!
In Discord,
Right now in Discord.
I am posting
He's posting
the new Boss Kitty logo.
the new Boss Kitty logo, you guys. I can't pop it up because we don't have that option over here right now at this point in time. But you guys, if you head over to Discord right now, Great Barrier Rave. Oh my God, Rat. Here, have another cat. Did you see what Rat said? Did you see what Rat said? Great Barrier Rave. It's amazing. Underwater music. Join our fat. Yeah, so head over to Discord. He's going to put the new Boss Kitty logo in the Discord. I want you guys to do me a favor. I want you to find the D20 because it is on there. I insisted to have the D20 on it. In fact, after you've seen the logo, we can talk because I'll tell you the little story about the labels to go with the logo where TK gave me the look of death. But I'll wait. It's fine. Well, you guys, we have like less than 20 minutes until the ball drops on in the central area. Words. Love. New Pounce is melting my heart. I'm glad you guys like it. Dallas Dio, yeah. So, TK wanted to redo the, and Yarn Pirate, Bubbles. Found the D20, excellent. So TK wanted to redo the logo. We needed to, right? Because we're rebranding. And he's like, what do you want incorporated in this? And I'm like, I need all of the Fey whimsy and my hedge witch bullshit and my nerdiness. I need it all in there. And he's like, that is a lot, and I don't think we can do that. And I was like, just take the cat and stick it in like a secret garden vibe. And this is what he came up with. And it's phenomenal, you guys. I'm so in love with it. When he sent it to me, I got teary-eyed. It's so perfect. No pun intended. There's a little ball of yarn on one of the vines up at the top that looks like a little flower. There's a bumblebee. So, bedtime for Bubbles. So he finished it and it did not have a D20 on it. And I said, it needs to have dice. And he's like, what? I said, I need you to stick a dice on there somewhere. Just one die. And so he does. And I'm like, thank you. And then we're talking and I'm like, so what if, hear me out, pretend that this is a label for yarn and it wraps, right? And here's my little cat logo. I said, what if you have another random die, like right here, and maybe a bumblebee right here, or a die over here? And he's staring at me, and I'm like, it's not a big deal, right? Because you just draw it once, and it's there. He's like, I guess I could do that. And I go, okay. Hear me out again. And he's like, no. And I'm like, yes, just listen. I said, what if one label has a D4 here, and maybe a different label has a D6, or a D8, or a D12? And he's like, Simi, that is insane. We're not doing that. I'm like, but. There are 4 labels to a page. So you only have to draw this one time. And then I have 4 different types of labels. And it will be random on different, like you could get 2 skeins of this, right here. And it's got the logo and it's so cute and pretty. And oh my gosh, this one has a D4 and this one has a D12. That's amazing. I don't know if he's going to do this because the look I got was like, it was a lot. He's out in the hallway. You don't have to do it. But the sides of the die match the weight of the yarn. That is even better. So I don't know if that's actually going to happen, but yeah, this is the problem, is that I come up with these really big ideas, and then TK is like, I have to do those really big ideas, though. I have to put that into reality. You don't. You just get to come up with the idea and dance around like a 5-year-old with her little princess wand. So, props to TK, and if it doesn't happen, we totally understand why. Now, Rat says, what if the labels were actually trading cards and we had to collect them all? I mean, that's kind of where I was going with it, right? You got to get all of them.
Don't like you, Rat.
TK says he doesn't like you right now. I mean, Coco likes the idea, so does Bubbles. He says you guys can make them. He's tuckered out. Oh my gosh, what else do I have for you tonight? We went through so many things. So does anybody have any questions on the future of Boss Kitty in 2026? We're not going to do show and tell tonight. Originally, I was going to say yes on show and tell, but I don't really have a way yet to maneuver through show and tell with you guys in this version of the show. So yeah, not at the time. You know, you guys used to do that a long time ago in a galaxy far, far away. We when you guys got the box sets, we for a while there, especially when we were on Twitch, you guys like traded them. We had people who were like, "Oh, I missed out on the Saturday morning cartoon box set. Does anybody have any of those labels? I'll trade you for a Golden Girls box set label." And people legit traded labels. My brain was blown away by this. To this day, Wisdom Queen, one of my dearest friends, I game with her all the time. She missed out on, what did she miss out on? The Lord of the Rings set. And she's constantly asking me, you know, when will you ever re-release it? Will you ever re-release it? And I'm like, well, probably not. But if you wanted to order some yarn, you know, we could figure something out. I could do, if you get two other people or one other person who wants those colors too, we could probably do a custom order or something. And she looks at me and she's like, yeah, but it's not the same because it won't have the labels. They're labels, guys. I mean, they're beautiful. I feel ya. But I'm also just like, they're labels. I don't understand. But I'm very touched, and I'm sure TK is very flattered. TK knew what he was signing up for, says Miss Elena. Baby. There's no way she's going to fit in here. Also, I can't see myself over there. And now you've blocked. If there's a fire, we all die. Little Gracie. Gracie's not so little anymore. What you doing, baby girl? Can you come over here? Oh, you're just going to be really cute over there. It's just off of camera. You should message her. Gotta help because you should. I keep all my fancy BK labels. You guys are the best. The Dreamers label is one of my favorite. It's actually one of my favorites too. That one, and honestly, it was so simple, but the Stay Golden label was probably, I think it's close to my heart. If you haven't seen it, it looks like Sophia. It's pounced dressed as Sophia. It's very simple. It was one of the first ones we did, so there wasn't a lot that went into it, but it was great. I'm going to mute my mic for a second. Rashada, it was wonderful to see you. Thank you so much. And Happy New Year. I wish she would come over here.
Her space.
Wait, well, they can't see her over here. Oh, actually, I should talk about that. So I don't know what you guys got for the holidays. I got crazy in-law is what I got. So TK got me a pressure canner, which I'm very excited about because it means now I can can meats and soups and broths and things like that, and potatoes, things that are more of a low acidic nature. My parents got me this lovely spice cabinet, probably from the 60s or 70s, that I'm going to use over my altar to put my herbs in. So that's really lovely. My brother got me a blending board, also very lovely. TK got me Daggerheart, which is a TTRPG for those who don't know. All sorts of great stuff. You won $82 on the Netflix Best Guess game tonight. Congratulations, Elizabeth. But his parents were struggling with what to get me, and TK tried to explain to his dad. He's like, listen, you know, she's really into homesteading and all of these things. And I had sent him a flow hive, which is a fancy type of beehive for those who don't know. It was used, and I was like, look at this, it's really cool. And he's like, she's into stuff like this. And he sends him this picture of this flow hive. 20 minutes later, he gets a message from his father. He says, okay, I got her the beehive. And he's like, Dad, maybe not Dad. Dad, whoa. I heard the story after I got my gift, by the way. But he's like, yeah, don't worry about it. He's like, we don't know the laws in Salem. We are not prepared to have baby bees. Like, we're no, No, we're not there yet. He's like, it'll be fine. Don't worry about it. It's already coming. So I did not get the Flow Hive brand, which is totally fine, but I got a Flow Hive. So I'm going to be keeping bees, probably not in 2026, but in 2027. I have the beehive, but I need to do some research. I need to figure out, as an example, you can't have a beehive in Marion County in the front yard. Who knew? I now know this. It has to be in the side yard or the backyard. You have to have it at least 20 feet away from your perimeter, or there has to be a 6 foot or higher fly wall. I can't remember what they called it, but basically what it does is it means that they disperse because there's a wall that hits them. They go up 6 feet and they disperse, also known as a fence. So I'm fine. It is very cool. If you don't know what a flow hive is, I recommend looking one up. Instead of like your traditional box hives, they look like little houses, and they still have on the bottom the brood area where they, the queen and the workers, they put the larvae and stuff, and they collect honey down there for feeding and stuff. But then there's these areas that have little honeycombs that are already created, so it's a pre-created honeycomb wall, and so they don't have to create the wax, and they just fill it with the honey, and then that's connected to a contraption where you turn it, and those honeycombs do this, and all of that honey flows through a spigot and straight into your mason jar or whatever you're filling with the honey. And so you don't have to go through the process of separating the honey from the honeycomb or from the wax. Downside is I don't get any beeswax from it, but the pro, and it's a very big pro, is I don't have to get the spinner thing that you need to separate the wax from the honey and get it out that way. It becomes a whole mess. So it's really, really cool. I'm terrified and excited all at once. Oh, really? Your boss keeps bees? BKA apiarius. So you guys are going to follow me on this journey. This is kind of what I mean by BK becoming a totally different, more of a lifestyle and less just a fiber arts. I have a whole video of me putting my garlic in during Samhain that I will probably post, even though it was months ago, because it was really neat and I enjoyed doing it. You've seen them being harvested. It's so cool. Those look really cool. They are really, really cool. And I am very excited about it. We used to have a neighbor who has a bee farm, actually, and they sell honey and they sell starter bees and all that kind of stuff. So I think I might go out to his farm and pick his brain on it. We'll probably get a starter brood there, which comes with a queen bee and your worker bees, and it's got like the 5 little inserts that already have honey and a little bit of brood on it, so that you can kind of get your hive started. But I'm not ready for it yet. I did go pick up a book, though, called Backyard Beekeeper. That's a great, goes through a lot of stuff, but there's so much involved, you guys. You have to figure out how to keep them surviving through the winter and how to winterize the hive, right? Because you have to feed them during that time, and you have to hope that your hive is strong enough to survive. You have to check them for mites. That's a fairly new issue in the past 20 years or so, I guess. Mites are a big deal. And it's really heartbreaking to look at because it doesn't just kill the bees. It affects the larvae. And so when they're born with neurological issues. They can't, like, their wings are misshapen. They twitch a lot and they don't live very long. So there's a lot you have to do things to make sure that that doesn't affect them. It is 9:56. We have less than 5 minutes until the ball drops. You love the taste of honey, but you can't have it anymore. You would love to watch you figure the intricacies of beekeeping. ADHD beekeeping with BK. Beekeeping, yeah, BK. I get it. That's clever. I'm going to get stung a lot, let's be honest. I haven't been stung since I was a kid, so hopefully I'm not allergic at this point. I know most people are like, oh, I'm allergic, and it's just because they get a little bump, but who knows? But I'll get a little beekeeping suit, and I'll try it. We'll see how it goes. Almost 2026 in Texas. You guys have 3 minutes and 4 seconds. 3, 2, 1, so on and so forth. So we are getting ready for that. I'll give you guys a little catapult before then, though. There we go. Get that up. Okay. ADHBs. Okay, that gives me an idea. Yes. Got to suit you up. You got this. Thank you. I am excited about it. Um, but yeah, I just love the idea of my father-in-law, like TK, freaking out on the phone and being like, "Dad, maybe not." And he's like, "No, no, she's got this. Don't worry about it." Like, that's beautiful. That right there is the gift. It cracks me up. So yeah, beekeeping. We'll learn about beekeeping together in 2026, and then we'll start to keep bees together in 2027. Macaulay Culkin. So close, you guys. So if you are in the central area of the country and you're getting ready for that ball to drop, I want you to focus and think on things that happened in 2025 that you were really grateful for. And then I want you to think of your intentions for 2026. So when my coven celebrated solstice this year, Yule, we did intentions, and you're supposed to have 13 intentions. You burn one each night until New Year's, which I thought, oh, that's perfect. It'll be my birthday. It'll be really beautiful. Other than the one we did at Yule, I have not burned a single intention because this is part of my issue, right? So I'll be burning all of them tonight and tomorrow with intent, but I have to figure out how to focus better on that. Okay, we have less than 2 minutes. We're super close to 1 minute. Once we hit that 50-50, that's when I'll push the button. Father-in-law wants fresh honey. I mean, probably. I think he also just gets really excited that I'm so into gardening and stuff. I think it reminds him of like his mom and stuff, which is cool. Oh my God, there's less than 1 minute until you hit the ball. That sounds really dirty. All about the balls. I really was going to knit tonight. I intended on knitting. I was very excited about knitting, and here we are with no knitting. Just so you're aware, I will not turn into a wild TK again this time. I'm pretty sure he's taking a break. Although I was super impressed with how long he was in here. We love a supportive in-law. I do too, right? I have really great in-laws. I got very lucky. They're kind and they are open-minded, which is always important. So, okay. We're close, guys. We're close. So close. I'm going to go ahead and mute myself here in a second. Here we go.
10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Happy New Year! Yay! Woohoo! Happy New Year to all of the people on the central area of the country. Welcome 2026. Goodbye to 2025. It was a great transition from BK to TK. A good surprise. It was a surprise to me too. Like, I pushed the button. He's like, get up, get up, get up. It's like, oh, okay. With bay leaves through the year, burning intentions. Oh, I love that, Elena. Oh, on bay leaves. And that makes sense. I'm going to have to keep that in mind because you can write on bay leaves. So that, yes, I love that. Happy New Year, Bubbles and Dio and the rest of my CST friends. Happy New Year to all three of you. I'm just going to do a quick shout out. Yarn Pirate, Bubbles, and Dio and Coco. They've all been here since Twitch. Like, they've been here for years and they've stuck with us. They are incredible people. I mean, all of you are incredible people. I love that I still have this core little group, Rats included in that, of people who I think saw me on our very first show on Twitch. I remember, I think Dio, you had a show, I think, and you came in with a group of people. I think that was the first show we did. And it wasn't even a real show at that point. We were doing a test show and we had like 3 people in there. And then all of a sudden we had all these people and they're like, oh, this looks great. You were all very welcoming and supportive. And you made a very, very self-conscious young woman feel much better about what she was doing. So thank you. Dio gifted you your very first BK sub on Twitch, and I was hooked, says Bubbles. It was Dio who came in and rated us, wasn't it?
Yes.
It was Dio who rated us. Thank you, Dio. Yeah, I was blown away and overwhelmed with just the immense amount of support that came out that first night. It was incredible. So thank you for that, you guys. See, good things. Thinking about good things.
It's January 1st.
It's January
In
1st.
a lot of the country.
In a lot of the
A lot of
country. Yeah.
That means it's Public Domain Day.
That means it's Public Domain Day, guys.
You're right.
What's available on public domain? Is it Superman?
One of the great anti-war films of all time.
One of the great anti-war films of all time.
All Quiet on the Western Front.
All Quiet on the Western Front, which I have not watched. And here's another thing that's happening in 2026. Correct?
Yeah.
You're making me watch movies and we're recording the reactions. Oh, I don't know.
We'll
Originally
figure that out.
this was going to be called My Wife versus the Movies. I think we're changing that. But TK has a very long list of movies that he wants me to watch and react to.
The Shadow.
The Shadow is available on, what are we talking about?
Public Domain.
Public domain. Sorry. First appearance of Pluto the dog is also public domain.
And I saved the best for last.
Betty Boop and Nancy Drew.
Nancy Drew.
Nancy Drew and Betty Boop. Laura beat you to it. Dio the MVP. For real. You guys. Oh my gosh. Okay, where are my good things from 2025? Look, you already have good things in 2026. Also 2026. So they are pushing a bill, I think in California, January 1st. They're banning the decline of cats in California. That's great. And they are also banning the ability to sell bunnies, cats, and dogs. And I don't know all the details on this, that are under a year old. I don't think that they mean like, oh, the Humane Society can't give away, kittens or puppies, that type of thing. It's more about stopping the, people from breeding animals, just puppy farms, kitten farms, that type of thing. So yeah, good on California. And yay for 2026. Let's see. Let's do more good things from 2025 because I'm really digging this. There were 5 lions in Ukrainian lions that were starving. They were in these big cages, basically, and I'm assuming because of the war going on that they were kind of just abandoned, unfortunately. I don't know if that part's true, but they were sent to England to live, and they have acclimated very well and are safe and very happy and have full tummies. So yay for those 5 Ukrainian lions. Paris voted to make 1 in 10 streets fully, I'm going to say patronized, and that's not quite the right word for it, without any cars. So they're streets that are dedicated to just walking and bicycles and things like that, where you can't drive a car down it or, any type of motorized vehicle. So 1 in 10 of their streets will be like that. They also ripped up the concrete in front of City Hall and created a mini ecosystem through this urban forest that is just trees and plants and greenery, and it keeps the area cool in heat waves. It cleans the air and promotes life for birds and shade-loving plants. Very cool. I would love to see more of those types of streets in the U.S., where we have a few pedestrian. I guess pedestrian's the word I'm looking for. Pedestrian streets. So we have a pedestrian bridge in Portland that's lovely that you can't drive across. You can only walk across. We have a few of those, actually. Pedestrian spaces. Thank you, Elena. You were modding for Lioness on Twitch at the time. She was the one that rated your first stream, but I was with her. That's it. Thank you. Puppy Mills. Exactly. Let's do 3 of these. Let's see. Global Fund secured $11 million in 2025 to fight AIDS, malaria, and TB. Also, I read something, and I don't remember what type of rat it was, but they found out that there is a breed of rat that can sniff out TB in blood and spit better than they can find it under a microscope. I'm not making this up. I double-checked because that seemed like science fiction to me. But they have these sniffing rats that they're like, sniff it out, boy. And it tells them, like they can tell whether, I don't know how they ask the rat though, but they can tell, yeah, rats, that there's that blood or that spit, you know, that bodily fluid is TB infected, which is huge. Number one, you're talking about a fairly natural way to detect a very dangerous disease, right? Without having to spend tons of money and put a bunch of different, you know, types of toxins and stuff into a person's body to figure this thing out. But also the fact that it's so, like, the percentage, and I don't have it written down because I was so blown away and then I was trying to deal with something else. But the percentage is so much higher than what they find at our microscopes. Like, that's just incredible to me. So super, super cool. Okay, maybe I will start knitting. You guys think we can do it? I mean, it's pretty late, right? For some of us, it's 10 o'clock here. I'm usually in bed by 10:30. In my defense, I should be in bed much earlier than that because I work at 6:30 in the morning. Oh, I have good news for 2025. This is not worldly good news, but this is good news for me. I work for the state of Oregon, as most of you know. I'm in management, but it's lower mid management. I applied. I put in an essay for a spot in a highly prestigious class that the state offers that helps to prepare people for leadership roles within the state of Oregon at a higher level. They usually get around 200 to 250-ish. I don't know how many they got this year. Applicants, and they take on 20, I think, students, and I was accepted. So I start those classes on January 14th. It's a cohort, so I'll go in twice a month, go to these classes, work with other students, and then come in the next month, and it lasts for 9 months. I'm very excited about it. It was kind of a whirlwind because I also had applied for an out-of-class position, which basically means that they have a temporary position that's open, that's above my level, and I apply for it strictly for, I get a small bump temporarily in pay, but you're really applying for it for the learning experience. I didn't get it, and I was expecting to get it, so I was very disappointed in that, and my boss called to tell me that. And then he called me back, and this was all after hours, which is not usual for him to call me. He called me back half an hour later, and he's like, I don't know if I'm supposed to tell you this yet, but I just found out that you got accepted into the cohort, so congratulations. So I went from being very sad and disappointed to being elated because I was not expecting to get accepted into this class. So yeah, yay 2025. So glad it worked out. Thank you. I was really glad to, and I'm very excited about it. A lot of you actually, you know what? I will say this too, because a lot of you live in Oregon. So this is random. Sorry. If you live in Oregon and you do your taxes, I hope you do your taxes. If you do your taxes on paper, I really hope most of you do your taxes online these days, that you do them digitally and send them in digitally. If you are a person who loves to do their taxes on paper and you live in the state of Oregon, if you do paper taxes and mail them into us this year, you are not going to get your refund. And I know most of you will be getting refunds because there's a kicker this year. You won't get your refund until April or May, most likely, because our season is starting later in the year due to some stuff with the IRS not getting us paperwork. This is all information that's already been released to the public, so I'm allowed to say that. I'm just giving you all a heads up. If you can do your taxes online, do your taxes online, like digitally send it in, because yeah, you're not going to get it done for a while. you're not going to get your return for a while. It's just going to sit with us. Unfortunately, we can't do anything with it until the middle of April. So that's going to be a lot of fun for me. But I just wanted to give everybody a heads up. He's an IRS employee. Yeah, it is public knowledge for sure, but I know that there are still a few people, older people generally, there are older people out there who still do their taxes on paper, so that's really going to be the issue for us. But I've just been telling everybody, just in case. Thank you, Dawn. And hello, it's good to see you. So I would love to hear here in chat, what are some things that you are happy about that happened to you, or just in general to the community, right, in 2025? and what are things that you're looking forward to in 2026. So feel free to start popping those in there. Or like I said before, if you have any questions about what's happening with Boss Kitty in 2026, ask me about that. Like I said, we are looking into doing more shows in 2026 to help alleviate some of the lost income from Oregon Flock and Fiber. Rose City Yarn Crawl will definitely be helpful with that. But if you have any local shows, right now we're sticking local. And by local, I mean Washington, Oregon, maybe Northern California, but it really depends on the time. And there's a lot of factors that go into that. But if you have any shows that you are like, do this show, send it to us in Discord. Let us know. And speaking of Discord, once again, we are gifting one subscription to one of our annual yarn subscriptions of the three smaller ones. So the TK's Fiber Gang, Garden Party, and Book Club. We're gifting one of those to one lucky viewer. If you head over to Discord and you go into the general chat, there's a secret word. And the secret word is in parentheses. All you have to do is that when this show is over tonight, we will be posting it on YouTube to watch, right? In the comments section, put the secret word in there, and that's your entry into the raffle. You'll have 24 hours to do that. At that time, I will go ahead on January 2nd. We'll go ahead and do a drawing, and one lucky person will get a yarn subscription of their choice. Thank you, Nightbot. Thank you, Laura. I'm going to cough real quickly. Okay. Postmark rule with USPS as well if you know anyone who mails in tax forms. Oh, Ghost Babe. Let's talk about the post office. This is not good news. But let's have a little conversation because it's 10:14, right? I got time. Let me tell you about USPS. We have a lovely customer. In fact, she's part of our community. I'm not going to say who ordered yarn from us back in February of this year. I want you to hear that. February. We sent the yarn out. The yarn went to New York, I think. It went somewhere else. It went everywhere except for back to us and except to our client. Now, that was on her end. That's what she was seeing with the tracking. And she told me this. She told me this like a month after we'd sent it out. On my end, when I checked the tracking, it showed that they had never received it from us. Like they were still waiting for it at the post office. So after a long time, we finally decided it was lost in the mail. And I sent out another package. When I tell you that I sent this package out, this was not a small package. This was a package that retail was at least $300. So I sent a second one of these out. The post office has held that package now. They say that there's not enough postage on it. And on top of that, that it's fraudulent. So they are refusing to send it to the client. They're refusing to let me pay for the additional postage over the phone, and they're refusing to send it back to me. They have decided that it belongs to the post office. So now that's $600 worth of fiber and yarn. And I have to send a third one out. We will not be sending it out via USPS. We will be sending it out via UPS probably. This has been a nightmare. More importantly, though, it has been horrifically, like, I feel terrible for this person because they have been a viewer of the show. They've been part of our community. They frequently buy yarn from us. And so it's been embarrassing and just horrible. And I've apologized profusely to them. And this last package actually had a free grab bag in it as a thank you for their patience. They're not upset with us. They are perfectly Kogo. Yeah. I mean, but there's literally nothing we can do, right? So they've been very supportive and very understanding and very kind about the whole entire thing. I will send the third package out. I'm letting you guys know about this because this is some of the things that happen behind the scenes with owning a small business. The post office these days is understaffed and underfunded big time because they want it to fail. We know that. And we need the post office. You don't want all mail to be privatized. That would be terrible. But this is also not reliable in a lot of ways. So TK and I are looking into ways of offering you guys other options for shipping. It might cost you a little more money. You'll have the option to still go with USPS if you decide to, but we will have options on there for FedEx, UPS, whatever it is, and we'll try to get you the best rate that we can with that. But there are parts of owning a business where you have to eat a fair amount of money in lost items sometimes, and it's really frustrating. Yeah, so find the police report for theft from them stealing it. So the fraudulent package, they said to reach out to the company that we do our shop through. That was the answer that they gave me on that. I suspect, I mean, there's a lot of factors that go into it. But it's very frustrating, and it's frustrating that it happened twice. But it'll be a tax write-off, so there's that part of it. I am grateful, while it is a large order, I'm grateful it wasn't a wholesale order, because that would have been devastating, right? Our wholesale orders are frequently anywhere between $1,000 to $3,000. I mean, it's a large order for a shop, and while we hand deliver a lot of those to our local shops, like TK will drive out to Eugene to hand yarn off to Cozy. Wild Knits, we do that. I think the furthest we've gone is Hood River for Not Another Hat. But yeah, exactly. And Chuck flew from my window as I passed by. We have people who do that, Ghost Babe. In fact, this person, I told them when we were emailing back and forth, I said, I could have just got on a plane and handed it to you in person, and I think it would have cost us all less money and agony at this point. But yeah, there are some shops where we have to ship yarn out to them, and you hold your breath sometimes. We shipped a package out to Three Hearts, Three Loves, Three Hearts, in Idaho after we did our trunk show out there. And it was in the mail for 3 weeks, I think. And it kept, once again, saying on our end that they were waiting for the package from us. And there was no update on the tracking. That was the difference there. And I was getting really concerned because it was a large order, and she was really concerned. And then all of a sudden, out of nowhere, bam, she gets the order. She's like, it's here. And I'm like, oh, and now it says it's delivered. It's frustrating because there's not a lot you can do in most scenarios with the post office. So yeah, is there a way to do an insurance option? So yes, we usually do insure most of our packages. Not all of them, but the wholesale ones for sure. The problem is that even insured packages that I've had, if I've had a lost insured package, finding somebody that you can get a hold of to talk to about it is almost impossible. Now, I will say this out of this situation. I was able to get a phone number for the post office that seems to go to a person at the central post office, whatever. That number is almost worth the $600 of lost yarn, because I've never had that before. So I have taken that number. I have that number. If I have an insurance claim, as an example, I can call and be like, hey, you're a person. We're going to talk for a while. So silver lining, I have a number to real people at the post office. Getting money from a lost insured package. Exactly. They just go round and round. It used to be that you would call and you get an automated service, and then the automated service would just loop, or they'd drop the call, because they figure people will eventually just give up. So I didn't mean to put us on a bummer side, but those are the types of things that I think we might talk about in our shorts from time to time, just because I want you guys to have the backside of what's going on. I finally made it. I'm the thick of nursing school and had to get here, but I'm so happy to have made it. Ashley, hello, and congrats on nursing school. That's exciting. Here, have some confetti, my dear, and happy almost New Year. It's great to have you here. It's so great to have all of you guys here. Do you guys see my mug, by the way? This is given to me by my friend Charlie. He went to Universal, and this was what he brought me back. And it says beautiful monster on the back, and I'm sorry, beautifully dramatic on the back, and I love it. Ooh. I'm gonna be honest though, the handle is not very comfortable. Of the scene in Men in Black 2, now I'm enjoying thinking of multi-arm knitting, crocheting, aliens. Yes. Yes. Okay, you guys, so this is Yule Tree, and I'm thinking of making a pair of fingerless gloves with it. So I do have my handy dandy, I had. No, okay, they're right here. I do have my knitting needles right here. Check it out. Ouch. USPS also just doesn't have very good logistics. When you ship to Salem, it goes to Portland. Yes, yes, yes. So I like to send out holiday cards. I love sending holiday cards. I get them ready before Thanksgiving, and then I forget to send them out until right before Christmas. It's a whole thing. But anyway, I love holiday cards. And so, where are these needles? I just put them in here. So, I give them to my neighbors as well. I like to send holiday cards to my neighbors. And TK's like, just go walk it over and hand it to them. I'm like, no, people like to get stuff in the mail. You don't really ever get personalized things in the mail. It's neat. I'm going to send it that way. So I mail my neighbors their cards. And you are absolutely right. It takes 4 days for them to get their cards. It takes longer for them to get their cards than my family in Portland because it all goes to Portland. And the ones in Portland get to where they need to be. The ones in Portland have to come back to Salem. Total thing. I don't like people. No cards. You're a stinky liar. What is the colorway that is yellowy brown on the top row of the cube over BK's right shoulder? Yellowy brown. Oh, right here. Well, there's two, and I think that it's causing some kerfuffle. Brass Monkey, which will be in the archives. We'll talk about, you know what, I'm going to talk about the future of BK again because I know there are some new people in here. So that's Brass Monkey. And that's in Kitty Glitter. And then this was a seasonal colorway from spring. This was before we had them up in the shop. So this is not up in the shop, but if you want it, you can reach out to me and I will get it up in the shop for you. It's called Hello Bees. And it's yellow and orangey colored, and then it has purple and black speckles on it. You want to get on the BK holiday card list. You know, it's funny that you say that because I have thought in the past about doing a card swap with you guys. I think that would be really neat. So maybe we'll do that. Maybe we won't necessarily just do that for the holidays. Like maybe we could just do a random swap. Remember we did a fiber swap one year or a holiday gift swap? I don't remember, but it was a lot of fun. But I think it would be neat to do that in times that are not just the holidays. It's a good thing I'm not people, but a yarn dragon. Hello, bees. It was a premonition color. Indeed. It was. It was a critical role color, but yes, it was. If I were to send something in the mail to my neighbor, it will go an hour and a half to Phoenix to get sorted, then sent back to my town, and it takes about exactly. It's wild, right? Hi, Joy Mad. Had a lost package for months. 3 months, got my money back, and after another few, it magically reappeared. It's like a lottery now, and it really is. So, and it's difficult. You understand why postal workers hate their job. When I stood in line behind probably 40 people who apparently didn't realize they needed to address and tape their boxes. Yes. And like I was saying, I don't blame postal workers. They're underpaid and overworked. My brother briefly worked for the post office, and they're worked to the bone. They're right there, Jeff. Having worked at USPS, the routing they have and logistics they work through makes 0 sense. Yeah, it's just so it's a broken system, unfortunately. So postcards would be a lot of fun. A postcard, that would be awesome. A postcard, so postcards would be kind of fun, and also a round robin would be kind of fun, where we put little things in a box or something, and I send it to one person, and they take something out of that and put something new in that, and they send it to the next, like, you know, where it just goes around to all of us. But I do love postcards. Postcards are great. That didn't look like Brass Monkey back there, does it? You got a bunch of watercolor paper postcards. I was thinking of doing a postcard art project today this year. Now I might have to place to send some. Yes, please. Pixie, we can, you know what, these are good ideas. These are good ideas. So we'll be thinking on those. Man, I don't remember where I was going. Oh yeah, we have new people in here. So Let's talk about 2026 again. I was going to knit, but let's just talk. I'm enjoying the jibber jabber, but I do need more water. Water. Okay. So if you're just joining us, welcome to Boss Kitty Live. There are a lot of changes in. He threw my postcards, my little cards, and now I don't know where it is. But there's a lot of changes coming in 2026 to Boss Kitty. First and foremost, we really are going to be leaning into the idea of community and lifestyle versus just a fiber arts shop, right? I haven't actually knit anything tonight. We've talked about fiber, we've talked about yarn, we've talked about all those things, but we've also talked about beekeeping, we've talked about canning, we've talked about community, we've talked about the post office. Like, we've gone over a ton of different things. And so we're really going to focus on community. I think that it is so important for us to look to our neighbors and look to each other for support and kindness during this time. You know, there are a lot of people, most people out there are scared. And for different reasons, and all very valid reasons. Your fear is not any less than somebody else's. You know, it's real. So finding that support within your community and being able to create that community is essential. So that's a remote community like Boss Kitty, which, by the way, during COVID, which was a traumatic event throughout the world, this community was a pillar for me, and it was a pillar for a lot of other people. So community is very important, and we really want to come up with different ways that you can create community within your own backyard, basically, like in your local environment, and not just here, and ways that you can help support other communities. So that's why we have our Amphifa yarn that we will be selling throughout the year, like just moving forward, and it's going to be on all bases. And we will be giving 20% of the proceeds from it every quarter to a different charity. And they will be local charities to me because I'm trying to support this community. So like when SNAP benefits were taken away, we would have given to the Marion County Food Bank as an example. During the holidays, if this had been released at this point, I probably would have given to one of the women's shelters, because there are a lot of kids that go to those shelters with their moms under, you know, dire circumstances, and they don't have great holidays at that time of year. So that would have helped with that. So it really is just it's community. Thank you. That is fucking fantastic, Elena. It's really going to depend on the time of year and what's going on, or what's going on in politics and what's being taken away from people. And we will highlight whatever the, whatever charity it is that we are giving to that quarter. We'll highlight that through our social media. We'll talk about it on the show, that type of thing. And if you're not really in the mood for bright ass green yarn at that time, that's okay too, because it should be able to inspire you and give you an idea of the types of charities and not-for-profits that you can find within your own community, right? You can go searching for those, and we encourage that. Please, if you're making a choice between buying a skein of yarn from me and 20% of that going towards my community, or taking the $36, this is kitty glitter, $36 that you would have spent on this yarn and taking all of that to a charity of your choice in your community, I will always tell you to send it to your charity. Please do that. Like if that's where you go with that, that's fantastic. So that's one of the ways that we'll be promoting that. We'll be talking about different types of groups that you can create. We'll be talking about, you know, we talked about urban homesteading, and, you know, I'm really going to make my garden and my my canning adventure and my beekeeping adventure. I cannot believe this. I'm going to make that more part of the Boss Kitty lifestyle, because I think those are things that you guys are interested in, and I think that my mistakes in those and my successes, I think that those can be really inspirational for other people, and maybe they're mistakes you don't make, right? So that's what we want. Always in the mood for bright green yarn. Who isn't, right? You worked a round robin blanket swap with friends all over the world, and we each ended up with a blanket. Yes, that is so cool. So we're going to really be leaning into community. That means you guys are going to see more social media posts from us, or presence, and not just from me, but you'll be seeing it from TK as well. He was on the show for a good half an hour earlier. We'll have a live stream for the public at least twice a month. Um, our Patreon is going to be updated as well. So you guys will have new things that you get as patrons. You will still get your mini skeins in the spring and your holiday colorway at the end of the year. If you're those will be available to the patrons, but also you'll get the free ones if you're annual subscribers at those 2 levels that you guys already know about. We'll go into that later. All of our colorways, all these beautiful colorways behind me that you see, they are going into a section of our website called the they're being archived. So it'll be the archival section or whatever it's going to be called. They're not going away. If you are a yarn shop, you can still order your wholesale orders. If you need soot, order soot to your heart's content. That's fine. What's happening with them is they will not be on hand dyed unless I have a show that I'm going to and I'm dyeing them up for that and I have leftovers. They'll be dyed to order. Now our dyed to order timeline, which is 4 to 6 weeks right now, will be shortened to about 2 weeks because we will have the base on hand at all times. It just won't be dyed up. We can't afford in this economy to have everything pre-dyed like this because then I'm sitting on yarn sometimes for 2 years, right? And I can't afford to do that. We talked about the fact early on that quite frankly, we are beautiful idiots continuing Boss Kitty in this economy. With the way things are, we sell a luxury item and people right now are tightening their belts. We're tightening our belts, you know? Luxury items are the first thing to go off that list, and rightfully so. You know, if you're choosing between a skein of yarn and your water bill, please, please, please pay your damn water bill. But we love Boss Kitty. We love this community. We love the business that we've created. We don't want to get rid of it. So we're moving forward in a way that we feel we can still be sufficient, right? Like it'll still help support us and help move us forward and get us through these hard times. So all of this yarn will be in the archive. You'll still be able to order it. It'll be dyed to order. It's about a 2-week wait tops. You have to buy a minimum of 2 of whatever colorway you're ordering. So if you're buying Nurple and Cynthia's Lunchbox, you'd buy 2 Nurple and 2 Cynthia's Lunchbox. Unless it says it's in stock, and then you can buy whatever's in stock. Because that does happen from time to time. I'm calling dibs on Sassy Pants. I love it. But with that said, we're getting rid of box sets, and we're replacing them with something called yarn subscriptions. Annual yarn subscriptions, and we will have 4 of them. We will have the book club. We'll have Garden Party. We will have TK's Fiber Gang, I believe. And then we'll have a larger one that's a coven-based one that I haven't officially named yet. The 3 that I just mentioned, you'll get a skein of yarn once per quarter, and it will come with a little goodie. So like TK's Fiber Gang, those are all TK-inspired yarns, and he's doing historic badass people through history and cool things that have happened historically. I think he might add to it because he's TK, but it's going to be really cool, interesting little tidbits of information that are really inspiring and kick-ass and very punk. And it'll come with a little zine, and that will tell you all about what inspired this yarn. The base for that yarn, who knows? It's TK. It's whatever he decides his base is going to be. The garden party will have there'll be plant-based yarn. That's the hope, at least. And it will be inspired by different plants within the garden, and you'll probably get a little packet of seeds to go with it or something. The book club will have stitch markers or a bookmark that goes with it. It's inspired by a book, and then we will have a book club within Discord where we can read said book over the next quarter and discuss it. Like champagne taste, water budget. That is exactly what it feels like. And a beer budget. We are getting rid of our grab bags, but what we're doing with all those throwback yarns, and we do have throwback yarns from time to time, you guys know that, not as often as we used to. We'll have one-of-a-kind yarns for sale in the shop, and they're still blind. You just order 1 or 2 or 3 or how many you're going to get, but it's one single skein. You're not ordering a package of skeins, and they will be for a significantly discounted price. So it's a way for you to still get a luxury item at a discounted price and maybe something outside of your wheelhouse, right? The coven The Coven subscription, annual subscription, is going to cover all of the pagan holidays. I was going to do all 8, but that's a lot of shipping. So we're doing them every quarter. And you'll get the main holiday with a secondary holiday. So the main holiday will be like a full skein of yarn, and then you'll get a mini skein to go with it for like color work or accent work. You'll also probably get some rocks. You got a rock, some stones, gemstones, whatever. You might get a little goddess. You might get a candle. Whatever it is, you'll get some information in there about the holidays, what you can do for those holidays, things like that. So just a little bit of information, kind of become a little bit of a remote coven, right? What else? We will have seasonal colorways. You'll get 2 seasonal colorways every season that are just in the shop, and those ones we will have in stock. Right now, the seasonal colorways are Frostbite and Yule Tree. You can find them in the shop until winter is over, quite frankly. So sometime in March. That's these 2 colorways. I went over them earlier, and I don't think, there they go. So this one's like a really pale green with dark greens in there and browns, and then this one, that's Yule Tree, and this is Frostbite. It's this really pale blue silver color, and then it's got pinks and purples in there too, and it's beautiful. It's really beautiful on the kitty glitter. So that's what we're doing with the shop. I got a rock as our household catchphrase. I thought sativa indica, then I realized, oh, an actual garden. That's beautiful, Coco. There's nothing that says that weed can't be one of our colors. I'm just not sending you any weeds, marijuana seeds in the mail, because I will get in trouble, I think. So that's what's going on with the shop. Like I said, our social media presence will be much more prominent because we're no longer doing Oregon Flock and Fiber due to the BS that happened this last year and us sticking up for our values. We are looking for other shows to do. So I will be at Rose City Yarn Crawl this year. I'll be at Hook and Fiber in Vancouver, Washington. In fact, I am their premier dyer for this show. I'm very excited about that. We'll have kits available. We'll have a bunch of stuff available. I've got 2 colorways that will be specific for the show. Exclusive colorways for the shop and the show. So if you're local, you should come out and check them out. But I am looking for other shows to do, and we are hoping to put together an urban homesteading festival locally by 2027. I will be looking for people to join a board to help me put that together in the near future. So I will be posting about that on Facebook and Instagram and what's the other one? Threads. You guys will hear more about that. So if you're local and that's something that you feel you have time and maybe you have a talent for, like, you know that you're really organized and you've put together festivals before and you can take on this part of it, please reach out. We're looking for a diverse panel of people. So I don't want just a bunch of white chicks putting it together. I'd like some guys on there, some people of color, right? I want people from all walks of life because I want everybody to feel, we want everybody to feel welcome. And when I say everybody to feel welcome, I'm just going to flat out say it. I am not talking about people who hate for the sake of hate. If you vote in a hateful way, then you're probably not going to want to show up. I'll just put it that way. And I have to put it that way because people are like, well, you're hating on people because you're saying that. I'm like, no, that's different. I have a reason to be hateful towards those people. Hating somebody just because of who they are attracted to is ridiculous. Mid-40s in South Florida right now. Oh my gosh, it's wild. Winter just started here in Southern California a week and a half ago. It was 87 degrees, and now it's in the 50s and 60s and pouring down rain. So check it. We finally had our first frost last night. I think, no, the night before last. No, last night. First real frost. I'm pretty sure my pepper plants are dead. But we've been in like the mid-50s and 60s before that. My lilac bush out front has little baby blooms on it. I feel buds, like tiny little buds. I feel so bad because they're going to die. I don't know. Our real feel right now is 14. So I say this with love. I hate y'all. Oh my God, you poor thing. That sounds miserable. We keep our house at 64 degrees. I run hot. TK has a hoodie that he can put on, so we're good. But, you know, electricity is expensive. He turned the heat up night before last, I don't remember which, to 66. And can I tell you, I was dying. It was so hot. Oops, sorry. It was so hot. It was really funny because even he was like, it's really, really hot. I keep seeing mosquitoes trying to get in my house in December. Global warming, kids. It's real. You know what? Let's talk about good things in 2025, shall we? Okay, we talked about the pop-up wetlands, and we talked about homicide being down. What else? India. India has doubled their tiger population in the last decade. So, yeah, that's fantastic. And they said that the tigers are also acclimating to living within areas with people, right? Which I don't mean they're being domesticated. I just mean that they're living close to cities without coming in and killing people, which is nice. The U.S. has introduced a bill in all 50 states. It hasn't passed, but it's a bill. This is going to sound interesting or weird, kind of. It's called the right to repair. And the idea behind this is that companies have to provide the access to the parts and information needed for people to be able to repair their own items without being forced to send it off. So your iPhone, as an example, Apple would have to provide a place where you can buy the lens for your camera on the back when it breaks, or the motherboard, whatever. And they also have to provide instructions on how to be able to get to that and safely replace it, as well as the tools. I mean, there's still holes in it. They could, charge an exorbitant amount of money for the pieces and things like that. But the idea is that they can't, try to gouge people by saying, putting shitty pieces into these items, into your computers or your phones or whatever the thing is, and saying, oh, shucks, it broke. You're going to have to send it to us. And for $200, we'll fix it. And, it'll be good as new for the next year. So I think that's really fascinating, actually. I suspect that it will need some tweaking before it passes, but I am hopeful. I like the idea that all 50 states have that bill attached to it at the moment. We went over that. Let's see. Over that. Hey, this one's really cool too. So a guy in Maine became the first person in America in 2025 to be buried in a mushroom coffin. Not even like the sack with the tree. He was buried in a mushroom coffin. A coffin made of mushrooms. Of spores.
Awesome.
Right? Guy in Maine. First guy in the U.S. These coffins, they're made in Switzerland? Sweden? I don't remember. Not here. Exactly, Dio. These coffins, they break down not only the coffin, but because they're made out of fungus, they break down the body within 45 days. So that you are just given back to the earth, and you're spored out. You feed the forest around where you were buried without releasing any toxins. So isn't that amazing? And they're beautiful. They're these beautiful white coffins with these bows on them. Like, it's gorgeous.
30 seconds after midnight on the East Coast.
Your pal is a nerd, and I love her. Laura said, do you think he had much room? But shh. Hold on, Laura. Hold on. Have a catapult. Oh, shit. Here, I'll give you a different one. Kitty.
30 seconds after midnight on the East Coast, New York City swore in the Democratic Socialist.
30 minutes. 30 seconds after the ball dropped in New York, they swore in a Democratic Socialist. Congratulations, New York. Laura, you should be proud. You'll be here a whole week. Try the veal. I said veal. What the hell? So that one's really cool. Let's see. Ooh, this one's really neat, and it's right up our alley, kids. 300 women. I can't remember the name of the country. Is it Andalusia? I don't remember. Andalusia. So in Andalusia, it gets really, really, really hot in the summer. Like, super crazy hot, and old people die from it. Like, it's a big deal. And so 300 women got together, volunteered their time for 3 years, and they crocheted these massive shades to canopy, this big shade canopy to help fight the heat waves. And when I say big, I mean this thing goes through canal areas, like it goes across the city, and it's just covers the whole street, and it's beautiful because you can kind of see the sun through it. And it's they yarn bombed it, basically. They yarn bombed the whole city to keep it cool. It's the neatest thing. It took them 3 years. That was my favorite because it was crochet based. I just love that. I wouldn't work here. I think you'd be mummified. Oh, really, Ash? Why? I'm fascinated. I want to be in a mushroom coffin. For real. I want my body to go one of those human composts. Same. Like, I want to be given back to the earth. I've told you guys the story about my friend April, right? That she randomly told us that she wanted us to, I thought she wanted us to cremate, but she says no. She said she just wanted us to drop her body in the ocean. And we're like, okay. And she goes, and then I want you to go back to that spot in the ocean like a year later and go crabbing. And we're like, April, what? She's like, and then eat the crabs, have a big crab feast, and I will be a part of you. We're also staring at her. Like, number one, I don't think legally we can drop you in the ocean. And we're like, number two, that's creepy. And she kind of rolled her eyes. And she's like, fine, whatever. Just cremate me and make me into dice, and you guys can just play D&D with me. We're like, that we can do. That one's fine. But no, I want to go to Mushroom Coffin. Hey, TK. How are you? You guys, we have 12 minutes until the ball drops. In the mountain area. Phoenix, Denver area. Also, can I tell you, I haven't had anything to drink tonight other than coffee and water. This has been the chillest, most relaxed New Year's Eve party we've done. I think I've had more fun tonight than I have had at any of these. And we always try to put together like this over-the-top stuff. You know, no thank you. I'll get it caught in my braces. I can't.
Oh.
I know they are, but I will get them caught in my braces. But I've had more fun during this show than I have had at one of these in a really, really long time. I don't know if TK feels that way. It might be just that this seat is super comfortable, so I can just chill and talk to you guys. The only thing that would have made this better is if I had been able to have somebody on the show with me. You know? TK was kind of on the show with me, and that was really cool. But we have this set up for 2 people. The reason we didn't have a guest tonight is because it is New Year's Eve, and I have neighbors for sure, and one of my neighbors was going to be on the show, but she's got a thing tomorrow. So most of the people who would come on the show are not in Salem. They are in Portland. They're in Eugene, wherever they are. But I didn't want to I didn't expect anybody to drive out from a different city and then go back after midnight. That's really dangerous. So no guests tonight, but we will have guests on the show. If you're local and you want to be a guest, you're more than, as long as you're not a crazy stalker person. I mean, I'm going to vet you before I let you on my show. But we're looking for guests. So especially if you're like a local crafter or you have a small business. TK went to this, what did you go to? You went to Market of the Strange, right? That's where he got this right here. My kitty cat? No, I don't have that. Grab it. It says doing my own thing in my own time. But I'm going to reach out to the maker and possibly have them on the show, right? More importantly, though, he also got this freaking delicious hot sauce right here. This is called Grim Sauce Dill Head, right? And at the bottom it says 2025 Oregon State Fair Red Ribbon winner. This is the best hot sauce I've ever had, kids. It does taste like a dill pickle. There's so many layers on this. This is all that's in here.
Now, wait, before you do, know that sriracha, the second ingredient...
I was going to say that after I read this, but sure. Sriracha, the second ingredient in sriracha is sugar, by the way. The ingredients in this are jalapenos, serranos, dill pickles, garlic, onion, dill weed, mustard seed, white vinegar, and sea salt. That's all that's in here. Now, it does say dill pickles are in here, which tells me there's sugar in here because she's not saying there's cucumbers in here. So she's using dill pickles that are already dill pickles, and dill pickles have sugar in them. As somebody who can dill pickles, I'm letting you know. But it's from a secondary source. So not too worried about it. That's all that's in this. It's so good. TK wants some on his finger right now. That's how good it is. I can't get it out.
Is it open?
It's open. Oh my God, I did open it. Hold on. I opened it and closed it. That's what happened. There you go. It's a little runnier than I would normally like my hot sauce, but it's worth it. It's so good. It's tart and hot all at once. But she's local, and he had a long conversation with her. They had a great time, and I'm going to reach out to her and see if she'll be on the show so that we can promote her hot sauce, right? Here's the other thing that we're going to do, because we're talking about community. And that's what this kind of thing is, by the way. It's about community. But the other thing I'm going to do is if a local yarn shop carries our yarn, I'm going to promote that local yarn shop. So Cozy in Eugene, we will have a month where we talk about Cozy. We will have the owner on the show, even if it's via Zoom, and we'll have her talk about her shop and, you know, what inspires her and those types of things. We will promote her shop through our social media. We'll have a spotlight on it and talk about different types of yarn and tools that she carries. Cozy is great because they do actual like events as well. So we'll talk about those types of things. We will, you know, in some cases collaborate with the shop and maybe do like a giveaway through the shop or something. But we really want to promote those local yarn shops. And that's not just promoting my community. That's promoting the community wherever that yarn shop is. So that's the plan there. Because the soil is so dry and rocky here, they have to use jackhammers and heavy machinery to dig a grave. Ashley, oh my gosh, what do you guys do with bodies then? This feels very macabre, but I'm curious now. Haunted Hooligan got some relaxing music playing in the background during fireworks. Good, good, good. I hope my dead body gives people an awesome treat. Laura, come be on my show. Just come to Oregon to be on my show. Oh, I love you so much. You guys, we have 6 minutes until the ball drops. And then we're in the final run, the final stretch, the final hour. I will only be 42 for another hour and 6 minutes. 42, man. Do you know when I hit 43, how old I'll be? I mean, I'll be 43. I will be the age that TK was when we met. Isn't that sweet and crazy? Technically, we met through OkCupid, I'm not going to lie. I don't even think that's a site anymore. But at the time, there wasn't a lot of places that you could meet people unless you like went to a bar, and that's kind of dangerous sometimes. Plus, I don't drink a lot. You all know that. I don't want to meet people who drink a lot, quite frankly, and then, you know, try to plan a life with them necessarily. But he reached out to me and he said, he was 42 at the time. He said, do we know each other? I think I've seen you somewhere. That's what he said to me. And I did not know him, and I figured it was a pickup line, so I just ignored him for like 6 months. I was like, nah, not interested. And then later I became interested, and then we talked for like months and months before we actually met up. You embraced me 42 and blank months. They put coffins in underground vaults when they dig the space, but they often have built mausoleums that have stacked crypts for coffins so they don't have to ruin other graves. That makes sense. Also, you guys, mausoleums, we have those here too. I mean, not a lot. I don't think they're as popular. I think they went through a wave of popularity like in from the 60s to the 80s probably. Reese and Elena met on OkCupid, also a sweet and wonderful married couple. Yeah, see? Well, and because at the time, I think the only other like sites were they were expensive too. You had to pay for them. I don't even remember what they were called. There was like Match.com. I didn't pay for any of these. It seemed silly to me. 24 hours and 4 minutes until you're 42. You're going to love 42. It's great. It's seriously, you feel enlightened, right? What else did 2025 bring? This is probably TMI for some people, and I apologize for that, but I really don't give a flying F. Christian Mingle, oh jeez. 2025 brought perimenopause for me. That's what 42 brought for me. It has been it's been an adventure. I'll call it that. Not good, not bad, just part of life. The good part of it is that I have an incredible support system through it. Like, my friends are all very supportive, and my partner is freaking rad when it comes to things like that. 50 years too late. You saw your man on Plenty of Fish, but knew him from. Oh, there you go. That's the right side of that to be on, Elizabeth. I brought an autism diagnosis for TK. That's true. So that's actually huge that you. TK, I'm so proud of you that you said that out loud in chat. It's not 50 years too late. It's just when it happened, and that's okay. It did. It brought an autism diagnosis, and it's made things for him and for me as his partner so much better. I won't call it easier, but things make more sense. Kind of like when I got my diagnosis for ADHD, where it was, okay, she does this because of this, not because she's lazy, not because she doesn't care, not because any of those things. And we've both learned a ton about autism and ADHD because of it. Prime example, TK, when I got diagnosed with ADHD, dove in because that's what he does and because he cares. Ahmed, there you go. He had no idea at the time that ADHD was a neuro issue and not not due to some way that you were raised. So he thought it was nurture, not nature. He was floored. He's like, I had no idea. And I'm like, yeah, no, it's just the way my brain's wired. His brain is also neurospicy, which is fine. You know, people always are like, oh man, autistic and ADHD. And I'm like, no, actually it's great because he's very logical and he's very bup about things. And I'm just, woo. And I see the bright side on everything. And so while we certainly butt heads from time to time because of it, it does, I bring him over this way a little bit and he brings me towards his side a little bit. And so we tend to anchor each other, which is nice. Oh, crud. You guys, it's 59 and 6 seconds. I totally lost track of time. Okay, are we ready? Sorry about that. I've got like 15 seconds before I have to mute my mic. Congrats on the diagnosis. Exactly. Fun setting back at work. I know. We're here. Okay, I'm going to mute my mic now.
10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Happy New Year to my mountain folk. Oh my gosh, you guys. 2026 is here upon you. And this is the first thing you get to see. Lucky you. Just a quick reminder that if you are not part of our Discord, make sure you head on over there, type !Discord, it'll pop right up. And if you sign up, or you will sign up, in the general chat, there is a secret word in parentheses. You want to take that word once we're done with the show tonight, comment on the show on YouTube with that word, and you will be entered in to win one of our yarn subscriptions, which is an annual subscription of at least 4 skeins of yarn or fiber. You know, it'll depend, with some extra goodies in it. So you'll definitely want to do that. You guys will have 24 hours to get that secret word up in the comment section. So that's our kind of Happy New Year gift to all of you. Oh my gosh. So close, you guys. 1 hour. Yeah. So I took 5 days. I have 5 beautiful days off for my birthday. I don't usually do this. I am spoiled. My birthday is a holiday. It's a fairly large holiday as far as, I don't mean it's an important holiday. When I say it's a large holiday, I mean that it's a large holiday in the sense that most people have it off. I won't say all people. I know retail and all of that, and I'm very sorry. But it's up there with Christmas in the sense that a lot of stores are closed, a lot of restaurants are closed. Feds are closed, the states are closed, all that kind of stuff, right? So the schools. So I have been fairly lucky because I've never had to go to school on my birthday. I've never had to work on my birthday. I've always had my birthday off. In quotation marks. This has been, I said quotation marks. I said a secret word in quotation marks. Jeez Louise. I have an itch on my back and it will not stop. Anyway, I've never had to do any of those things on my birthday. Now the downside of that is that everything's closed. So like, I'm having family over tomorrow. And I'm having them over for brunch. I'm making bagels because I'm not in my right mind. But I'm having them over for brunch instead of going out to brunch because there's not really a lot of places that are open. And I don't really want to go to Denny's, right? So we're just going to have a bagel spread here. But, and the other downside of it was that because it's New Year's in my 20s, nobody wanted to do anything on my birthday because they were all hungover. You said parentheses, but I still like you. Whatever. Fine. Parentheses. Oh, I did say parentheses. I went parentheses. Oh my God. Some things never change, kids. I can't help it. I can't. I try so hard. I try. Quotations. I'm sorry. You knew what I meant. Words are hard. But this year I took today off. I took the day after my birthday off. So I have 5 beautiful days off for my birthday. We're having people over from brunch tomorrow. I think we're going over to my neighbors for some black-eyed peas and cornbread and stuff in the afternoon. I don't know what we're doing Friday. I don't know what we're doing. But something. TK and I together. It's a day. A plus DHD. I love you guys. And then Saturday and Sunday is a fun-filled weekend full of tabletop gaming and Chinese food. My friends were like, Keith sends New Year's and birthday loves. He says, happy birthday from the future. Oh, thank you. He used to send me a happy birthday every single year. Him and Nathan. Tell him I said Happy New Year from the past. We all speak BK here. So, my friends asked me, they said, what do you want for your birthday dinner? And I said Chinese food, because mostly I don't want my friend April to have to cook. And there's a really good Chinese place next to their house, so they're just going to bring Chinese in. She's okay, but what do you want for your birthday, or what do you want for dinner on Sunday? And I was like, leftover Chinese food. What kind of question is that? So we're having Chinese food and then more Chinese food, and we're just gaming, and I'm very excited about it. And I'm very excited to spend Friday with just TK. We were going to spend Christmas, just the two of us. We were very excited. So we went to my brother's house for Christmas. If he's still in here, congrats, Jeb. It was the first time I think he's ever hosted anything, and he did a fantastic job. We went to my brother's for Christmas Eve, spent it with my family. And then we were going to go to TK's parents' house, which is a little bit of ways away, on the 27th, because I had to work on the 26th. And the plan was to spend Christmas, just the two of us at our house. When you are childless, or your children are grown, whatever it is, and all the other people in your family have children, you are generally the person that is expected to travel and to go to different places to accommodate the people with children. Totally understandable. But it means that for many, 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 many years, that we have always been somewhere else for the holiday. So we were both very excited to relax. Really just wake up, get some coffee, relax. We'll open up gifts from each other. We'll curl up. We'll watch a movie. We will do absolutely nothing and not get out of our pajamas. And then my in-laws surprised us and showed up on Christmas. They gave us a little bit of warning, but that meant that I had to clean my house and have people here. So it was lovely. It was very nice to see them. But I am very excited to spend Friday with just TK and do absolutely nothing unless we decide we want to. Plus, it's the day after my birthday, which means everything will be open. If I want to go thrift shopping, I can go thrift shopping. I'll probably go thrift shopping. Oh my gosh. Okay, let's see if I've got any other good things from 2025. I had a lot of them on here, you guys. This is a good idea, TK. Thank you. We talked about the tiger population. We talked about the right to repair. We talked about the lions. Ooh! They are reintroducing endangered sharks into the wild. There's this a company called, not for profit, called Reshark, where they are slowly reintroducing endangered sharks into the wild and checking on them to make sure that they're okay and that they're acclimating to their new surroundings. We talked about the reefs. B-Day thrifting. Exactly. We talked about Global Fund. We talked about the mushroom coffin. We talked about the 300 women with the crochet. Pop-up wetlands. Homicide. I think the only thing that I have left on here is that in the U.S., when the unfortunate business of rolling back a bunch of jobs for national parks happened, there were thousands of people across the country. I mean, thousands of people across the country who marched in. This happened in March. Marched in support of national parks in response to the 3,400 jobs that were lost. Because of this, a federal judge stepped in, found out that it was unlawful for many of those people, and they got to keep their jobs. Not all of them, but a lot of them. And still a lot of work to do, but that is a very specific case of why protesting and marching and peacefully pushing back is important, and it can work. So I think that's a good one to actually end on, because I also ran out of things to say as far as good things. I'm sure there are more. There are plenty of other good things that happened in 2025. Those are just the ones that I got written down. You listened to an amazing Baby Shark cover today. It was a super moody jazz cover. I love it. That's amazing. What were some of your guys' favorite movies or shows in 2025? That's what I want to hear. Let me see. What were mine? I mean, this is probably obvious and a given. I was really happy with how they did The Mighty Nine, the show on Prime for Critical Role. So they did Vox Machina a few years back, and that's like on season 3, I think, or coming out with season 4 in 2026. But Mighty Nine's first season was this year. It just recently finished up. It was really good. They changed a lot of things from what happened in the campaign. However, I think they changed them for the better, and you're getting to see a lot of early stuff that happened before they all met each other, which I think is really neat. Welcome to Derry. I have not watched that yet. I'm dying to watch it, but I also have to be in the right mindset for it. Elwingo, I knit my first pair of socks with your yarn this year. Oh my gosh, that's amazing. That's so fantastic that you get confetti. We watched a light horror comedy called Dave Makes a Maze, and it had us in stitches. We're going to have to write that one down. What's it about? We watched Ted Lasso. Oh my gosh. TK's right. Ted Lasso is the best TV show I've ever seen. If you haven't watched Ted Lasso, you should stop watching this right now and go find it and watch it. That show, man. I have never watched such a purely kind piece of what's the word I'm looking for? Entertainment ever in my life. It is a show that is just about being nice. That's it. And it's so good. A guy named Dave who makes a maze. Duh. Well, thank you, Elena. I mean, that's all I needed to hear about it. Oh, what else did I like? I got to see the second half of Wicked just like everybody else did. TK has not seen it. He probably won't. I enjoyed it immensely. I don't care if anybody else did or not. I was thrilled with it. I thought they did a great job. I went opening night with my friends, and I had to take my glasses off at one point because they were all fogged up and covered in dirty tear water. But also not surprised. What else did I see? I'm out there with everybody else. I loved K-pop Demon Hunters. I thought it was a lot of fun. There was also a show called Time Wasters. That was a good laugh and not serious. I'll check that one out too. Really liked the last Downton Abbey movie. It had some sappy fan service moments, but I was the target audience for that. Miss Monster. So I binged Downton Abbey last year. I think it was last year, 2024. But I didn't get to watch any of the movies because I couldn't find those to stream. But I did watch the show, and I thoroughly enjoyed the show. However, I did have issue with the show because I didn't really have any characters, at least not living characters, that I felt I thoroughly liked as people. I thought most of them were total jackasses. So that was a little difficult for me, especially main characters. But there were certainly characters I enjoyed, for sure. But that was difficult. But I enjoyed the storyline. I enjoyed the show itself, and it was beautiful as well. Dude makes a cardboard maze in his living room, and shenanigans ensue in an amazingly craftacular way. Oh, I'm sold. Cardboard maze in my living room? My cats are sold. Are you kidding? What else did we watch this year? Man, I can't think of anything at the moment. And there's so much stuff that I watch. You cry at Wicked for good, right? I never would have guessed. Fair. That's fair. I was really concerned when the first movie came out. I had concerns that it was going to be terrible. Not because the actors or anything were terrible, but just because taking stage productions and turning them into movies is difficult. And I was a little worried when they said that it was going to be 2 parts. But I think it was necessary. You don't get most of the story in the stage version. And stage is forgiving of that. Like, that's allowed. You're allowed to go from song to song to song without, understanding why is their relationship doing this. Oh, well, it's sung about, so you're good. So I liked that you got a lot of the character development in between. The only thing I will say about the second one is I know that there were a lot of deleted scenes, and I've seen some of them, and honestly, I think they should have just been left in. We got a chomp saw just before we watched it, and it was perfection. Don't know what a chomp saw is. In Downton Abbey, I'm a sucker for Mr. Bates' sweet but world-weary gaze. I do like Mr. Bates. He's a little bit he's kind of a stick of his butt sometimes, but he's a good guy. I adore the visuals of the new Frankenstein and enjoyed it on 35. I haven't seen it yet. I need to watch it. Fallout Season 2 just started. It was filmed across the street from my school, and they used homeless people from the area and some of us nursing students as extras. That's really cool. For a minute when I was reading that, I thought you meant that they just used the homeless. Like, oh, there's homeless here. We're going to record them. And I got really upset for a moment. And then I'm like, wait, no. She means that they, paid the homeless to be in the shot. That's really cool to me. There was another... TK will have to tell me if I'm wrong. I think, is it Fisher King? Where Robin Williams insisted that they work with the homeless and pay them to be extras on the show or in the movie. Or he wasn't going to work on it. I think that that's right. I could be wrong, but I think that's right. Ooh, I was right. Look at that. I didn't watch Fisher King until after Robin Williams died. When he passed, we sat down for a week and we watched different movies. And I had not watched a lot of them, actually. They were beautiful. For every movie. That's pretty amazing. Imagine a super fast paper hole puncher, that chomps through the cardboard and other materials, but like in a child table saw form. Oh! Ding ding. Man, that was a heavy movie. It is a heavy movie. It's a beautiful movie. Okay, I have to go over this again, and then I have a question for all of you. Imagine a super fast paper hole puncher. Chomps through cardboard. Chomp, 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 chomp. And other materials. But in a child table saw. Okay, I can see it now. Okay. Money, food, and new clothing were provided to them, and we gave them physical assessments, hygiene. Oh my gosh! That's fantastic. Is Daisy. She has such a strong arc throughout the course of the story. Okay, so I have a question for all of you. bear with me. When somebody describes something to you, such as a chomp saw, right? So Elena just described a chomp saw to all of us. I think that's what she described. Yes. It's not anything that I've ever seen before. She described it as super fast, a paper hole puncher that chomps through cardboard and other materials, but is a child table saw form. When you read that, do you see a list of words that describe what a chomp saw is in your mind, or do you visualize what you think a chomp saw now looks like based off of the description she's given? Like, do you have a list of words such as chomps, hole puncher, table saw, or do you visual, Elizabeth, exactly. I start building it in your head. That's what I do. Okay. My mother has informed me, and I guess my brother has this problem too. I don't know. If he's still in here, he can tell me if it's true. Mental image, though I usually get it wrong. Of course we do. Because the imagination spans forever and can be anything. So of course we're going to get it wrong, right? There's too many options out there, too many variables. I see a chomp chomp from Mario. My brother and my mother, they see a list of words. This is how she described it to me. She said, if you describe something to me that I've never seen before, I don't see a thing. I see a list of words that describes that thing. She can't envision it. Now, if I describe something to her that she has seen before, she can clearly, envision that. But if she hasn't seen it, nope. You see the list and the visual. Alana, that's fascinating. So it's funny you say that because, I've been asking a lot of people this question because I can't imagine not just seeing the visual. Much like I have inner dialogues with myself at all times, and apparently that is not a thing that everybody does either. I don't know how any of you survive without that, quite frankly. But I was at work and I was asking one of my coworkers about this, and he said it's visual, and I told him about this thing with the lists. And so we were testing this theory, and I started with a house, and I was like, okay, so now it's a 3-story house. He looks at me, he's like, God damn it. And I was like, what's wrong? He's like, you've ruined my brain. I go, how? And he goes, well, before I would have had a flat house and it would have popped 2 more stories on it. I was like, yeah. And he's like, now those 2 stories go on, but the words 3 stories slides in underneath the house. So he goes, 3 stories. Hilarious. You do both as well, Laura. You have inner arguments and dialogues all the time. Okay. Yes. All the time. With myself, with other people. I practice conversations that I've either had or plan on having with people. I do this with characters. I'm not kidding. And so do my friends. But I also have conversations with myself, right? And I answer myself. I thought this was a thing that everybody did. And apparently that is not the case. I know many people that can't envision things. It's kind of frustrating to me when I describe things because I turn it into a descriptive word mouth cannon and frustrate them. It's fascinating, right? This is why Laura and I probably wordplay all the time. That makes sense. Mental image, though I usually get it wrong. Yep. So that's really interesting what you just said, Ashley, because then it's trying to figure out a way to describe something to somebody who doesn't need all of that extra flowery description. They just need those adjectives, right? But I think it's my ADHD and OCD. Possibly. It might be. It might be a neurospicy thing, but I'm not sure. Do you read books and visualize and forget you are reading books? Yes. All the time. I can tell you the story that happened in a book that I read, but I couldn't really tell you how it was described to me. Which is strange, right? And in that same vein, this is what's weird about this, is that the writing can actually pull me out of the story, though. So when the Hunger Games were huge and people were reading the Hunger Games and they loved it so much and all of that, which is great. The story itself is fine. I enjoy it. However, I couldn't get past the first book. I couldn't read it. And when I was asked about it, I really had to stop and think about it. And the issue that I had with the book was that, and I think it's because I was visualizing everything, and I do get lost in it. You have this young girl who is in the middle of this terrible, horrific battle for her life, right? With a friend and strangers and all these people. And this book is written in first person present tense, which means that she is telling you this story as it's happening, logistically. I could not get past that. I'd start to read this book, something would happen, it would be discussed in her voice, present tense, like first person. I'm running through the forest, and I got so angry and frustrated because I'm like, stop telling me your story and run through the damn forest, girl. Wait until you're done and tell me about it later. I can't do it. Sometimes, Joy Mad, sometimes I need to hear an expert, so of course I talk to myself. Exactly. That's good. Stuff out loud, at least I'm told it's entertaining. Oh, I do that one too. I think that's why I don't like movie adaptations, because I have the movie in my mind. Yes, that makes perfect sense. I frequently do that as well. I'm like, no, this is all wrong. I already figured it out. Yeah, I love that too. That's fantastic. People don't talk to themselves in their heads. Apparently not everybody does. Hyper anesthesia, or I don't know what that is. Do you read books? Yes. So I do that. But I couldn't focus on this book because I kept getting pulled out of because my visual was of her speaking to me while she's running through the woods trying not to get stabbed, right? And I couldn't do it. Wheel of Time was that way for you. Wheel of Time is the ultimate long con. Don't read it. I say to the woman who told me to read Wheel of Time. Wheel of Time, in case anybody's wondering, is like a bazillion pages in each book. And each book, for this much of it, up until the last, I don't know, 100 pages, 200 pages, is exposition. It's world building. It's boring as all frick. I'm not kidding. It is so dry. And then you get to those last 200 pages and it's action-packed and passionate and like everything's happening. The pacing is just incredible and you're pulling your eyes out because it's so good. And you get to the end and it's a cliffhanger and you get on the bus and you run back to Pal's, that's the bookstore in Portland. You grab the next copy or the next book. You don't care if it's new or used because you just need to read it. And you get back on the bus and you open that son of a bitch up and we're back to exposition. I'm not kidding. Every time. And I fell for it every time. Oh, those middle 4 books are the worst. Wheel of Time show was upsetting. Wheel of Time show. So I haven't read Wheel of Time since I was like 19 or 20. It's been a while. And I watched the first season of the Wheel of Time show. And I got to the end. And I couldn't remember a lot of the stuff that happened based off of what we just talked about, right? And we got to the end of the show. And it was so out of the storyline, like completely just left turn. And I wasn't sure if I was remembering things wrong and that this had actually happened or what. And so I'm like texting my friends. I'm like, am I on drugs? Is this all like not what happened in the book? Like, no, this is completely different. I was like, okay, just making sure that I haven't completely lost my memory. Anne Rice's Sleeping Beauty smut was very interesting. Oh, I have not read that. I will have to look into it. Smut Club. Got it. I needed someone to talk to that wasn't a stinky wool-headed boy. I love it. I listen to Audible when I'm driving because I can't focus on where I'm going if I'm listening to music. Yes, I know it doesn't make sense, but I can't listen to books I've read before. Ashley, I have the exact opposite problem. I can't listen to Audible books because I will lose focus on driving. So it's the opposite problem for me. Because you get mad because you feel like they're reading it wrong. That makes sense. Now you remember to write. The show took huge liberties. That's what I've been told. Yeah, so I didn't even bother with the second season. Plus, the lighting in the first season felt very similar to Game of Thrones final season lighting, which is painful, and it's not enjoyable when it's that dark. Like, it's just not. I'm not a fan. Internal narrator voice is very important. Turn the music down. I need to park. Can I tell you how much I adore all of you? Seriously. Like, the fact that we're having this conversation right now. We're not talking about fiber. We're not talking about anything except for what happens in our little brains. Suzanne Collins is great. I really love Gregor the Overlander. I don't think I've ever read that either. My take on the show was actors whispering at each other at a distance. Yeah, and they had like some of the romances going like real heavy, and I was like, that was not that way in the book, and certainly not this soon. Like it was strange. Puts you to sleep, not risking listening to books and driving. Oh, that's interesting that they put you to sleep. So TK was telling you that I am part of a smut club with friends, and he's not wrong. And we enjoy it, and some of them are really good. Like there's actual story in there. Some of them are horrible. There was one that we tried to read. Nobody, I think maybe one person finished it. It was 500 pages of the same smut over and over and over again, basically. We realized afterwards that it was written by AI. Go figure. I don't remember how we figured that out, but we did. But I do have friends in this group they listen to Audible books, and they listen to their smut books through Audible as well. And I was like, how can you do that? Like, how can you focus on anything? You're just like, and one of them was like, I have to wear headphones because I feel bad. Like, you don't want anybody else listening to it. I think I would be completely distracted listening to somebody else's voice, because some of them have like try to do voices and stuff, right? While reading a smut book. I don't think I could do that. You listen to books while drinking to help with anxiety. Oh, that's interesting, Casey. I get that. I think listening to books would be great if I was trying to craft. So knitting, crocheting, that type of thing, right? Like, then I could understand listening to books and might try it out. I didn't think you meant drinking. But I appreciate the driving thing. And the driving without the drinking. Some of those Audible voice actors make the book extra spicy. That's what I've been told. You're going to need that list, by the way. The list of books. We vote on them every time. So this is what we do. We each pick 2 that we want to read. We put them on a list. There are 12 books on the list, because there are 6 of us. And then we roll a d12. And whichever one it lands on. And sometimes we'll double up. So, like, I'll pick 2 books, and April might pick one of the same books that I picked, so that it gets put on the list twice. We've had a few books that are on the list, like, 3 or 4 times, and clearly that's usually the book that gets picked that round. The downside to this is that if it's in a series of books, like a trilogy or something, we don't always read the full thing, even if we enjoyed the first one. Although sometimes some of us will go out and just read the rest of them on our own anyway. But it's fun. Your mom does that, doesn't pay attention to what she's actually listening to. So sometimes NJ will come over and be like, whoa, Gam, what's up with the dragon wing? That's the most beautiful thing I've heard all night. I'm using the term dragon wing for the rest of my life. There is a hilarious COVID became my lover shut. What? What Forrest sent me when I had my surgery in 2024. I think that means smut book, but still, that's beautiful. Oh my gosh. I'm actually really behind. We picked a book back in November, I think, and I haven't even picked it out. It's a werewolf book. That one's a werewolf book. We did one that was about, a lot of them are monsters, not because they're all fantasy romance books most of the time, or period pieces, one or the other. Some of them are pretty wild, I'm not gonna lie. Okay, let me see here. Yeah, we're not knitting. We got like half an hour. It's not happening. Having to explain what girth was epic. You know what, though? It's a great word to have in your vocabulary. You listen to audiobooks at 3 times speed because a lot of the narrators are too slow. And that's how you read it, right? Like, your brain is like, yeah, exactly. You listened to a smutty audiobook months ago, and there was a lady narrator who did all the lady voices, and a Jude narrator did all the Jude voices. It was very weird listening to the smut. Does it turn into, like, audio porn, basically? Hello, YouTube. Welcome to 2026. Only when he isn't reading them. Yeah, Stephen King has a his voice is kind of nasally, right? It's kind of like this. I can't quite do it, but I could understand why you wouldn't want him reading. Like, he's a very talented writer, but he does not have the best speaking voice. I get that. Like TK could make so much money reading books. We should have TK book corner, honestly, like a little book nook where he just sits and reads excerpts out of books to you guys. It'll be a patron exclusive thing. Who knows? Not smut books, but just in general. Narrator definitely makes or breaks an audiobook, for sure. I could not narrate books because there would be so many words that I would not pronounce correctly. Not because I don't know what the word means. Not because I don't know the word. Because I've never had to say it out loud. And also there's a bunch of, metal in my mouth. We do have a copy of Christmas Carol, and he does love that story. So maybe. I mean, if I did an Audible book, you wouldn't understand what was happening, probably. Sound effects, but it was just so weird having that in someone else's actual voice and not the newsreader. Fair enough. I have 2 friends who are audiobook tech producers, so let you know. I'll reach out to him. I said I'll reach out to him, and he's in the other room. He's probably listening to this. Let's be honest. It's not like he's got the New Year's Eve party up on the TV or something. At the very end, my jaw dropped and actually said what the fuck out loud. I've never read The Dark Tower, but I have heard that is some of his best work. It's my dad's favorite series of books of all time. Do you guys have favorite books? I would love to know what people's favorite books are. I think my favorite book of all time is still To Kill a Mockingbird, and it has been for years. Alistair Sim read Christmas Carol for the BBC in the 50s. It's the best. But now you're going to read it, TK. Yeah, my dad loves that series. Ah. Oh my goodness. I'm getting tired, you guys. We got 26 minutes to go. Oh my gosh. I got hot sauce. I don't know why this hot sauce is sitting here, but here we are. I prepped to knit. I have T-pins. I have stitch markers. I have yarn. I have needles. I prepped all this stuff, and I'm not actually going to knit anything. I should at least swatch this yarn. Let's see how it looks. So we can swatch at least, right? I'm on size 4s, which is kind of small for DK weight, which is what this is. But it is for fingerless gloves. I'm not using a pattern. I don't ever use patterns for fingerless gloves. And I like particularly squishy fingerless gloves. So that's kind of what I was thinking. So we will do this. We'll do this swatch in 2 ways. We'll do part of it as a rib stitch, and we'll do part of it as a stockinette. And you don't really need to swatch usually for fingerless gloves. However, in this case, and I know you guys can't see what I'm doing. Isn't that wild? Like fiber show and you can barely see what I'm doing. But in this case, because it's not a pattern that's been created, I'm just making it up as I go along. That's why I'm swatching. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18, 19, 20. We'll put 3 on each side. So 6 more. 2 and 6. There we go. So that's 26 stitches. Bram Stoker's Dracula. Book-wise, you mean? I'll be honest, I freaking love the 90s adaptation of that book. The movie version. It was amazing. Love Mistress of Avalon. It's pretty good. Child Thief by Bram was a longtime favorite. Ooh. Wrinkle in Time. Do you know that Stephen King did a kid's book illustrated? He did Eyes of the Dragon, and I don't know if that's the child book you're talking about. And it was a young adult book for sure. I also had the bad guy from Dark Tower in it, Flag. But that was one of my favorite books when I was a little girl. I loved that book so much. Coppola Winery did have the Dracula stuff, and I was very excited to see it. So when we went to California, we went to Napa to do, or Sonoma rather, to do a trunk show at Noma Knits. And if you are in the California area and you happen to be in Sonoma, I cannot recommend that shop enough. It is so enchanting. It's just this sweet little shop. It's not very big. She has a lot of beautiful yarn in there. She's got a great community. Honestly, the people who come to the shop make it. They're so sweet and so supportive. Eye of the Dragon last week. It's such a great read. I haven't read it in ages. I should reread it. TK didn't even know that was a book. He's like, "What are you talking about?" I'm like, "Yep." I think he wrote it for his kids. Like that was the whole reason he wrote it. And then you're like, "Well, dude, your son grew up to write horror and crazy graphic novels that I am in love with. So good job." It's a read. Oh, I lost track of my California story. I don't remember where I was going with it though. Oh, we went to Sonoma and to do this show, and then we took the long route home basically, because it was also like we were celebrating our anniversary. So we went to the Coppola winery, which was really neat, but we were trying to find something to do to waste time before it opened, and we were in this little podunk city that I knew nothing about. And he's like, "Find something around here that's open." And I was like, "Well, there's the Charles Schwartz museum dedicated to like everything peanuts." And he just double takes. He's like, "There's what?" I'm like, "Yeah, apparently this is where he's from." So we went to the Charlie Brown Peanuts Museum, and it was Santa Rosa. It was amazing. The people who worked there all were friends, not all, but a lot of them were friends with Charles Schwartz when he was alive. And so they had all these wonderful stories, and like it was very immersive, and you got to see his office because they brought everything in from there and recreated it, and all of these original pieces of art and these stories. It was so beautiful. And there's an ice skating rink there. It was just the neatest. And we spent hours there. We spent more time there than we spent at the winery, at the vineyard. Oh, it was a lot of fun. And then we headed home, and I insisted that we stop at this beach that's made out of glass. It was really cool. And it's not the whole beach that's made out of glass. It's just what I was prepared for. It's this little section of the beach. It's still really neat, though, and I brought home a lot of sea glass from it. Initially, I thought that it was, oh, there's like got to be some type of volcanic thing underneath the water that melts the sand into the glass, and then it comes up onto the beach. No, there used to be a glass mill around there somewhere, and it's all bits and pieces of glass from that. So it's not nearly as enchanting as the story I had in my head. It's still really neat. Einstein's Dreams is a beautiful book. Ooh, I'll have to check that one out too. See, this is good, you guys. And here's the other thing. I have not picked the books for book club yet. I want to pick books that people haven't read, obviously. I keep leaning towards classics, but it doesn't have to be classics. So let me know. Give me feedback. Are you looking for classics? Are you looking for new books? Are you looking for indie books that people don't really know that much about? What kind of books do you want? We are not doing this thematically. So it's not going to be all love stories or all classic books, that type of thing, right? Because I can't corner myself into a theme, because we're not doing these where it starts and stops annually. Like they just keep going so that people can sign up whenever they want to sign up. Your subscription will start and stop when it stops, right? But want it to be able to keep going. So making things thematic is difficult. I can probably make things thematic from one subscription quarter to the next one, and then change it to this and change it to that. But that kind of gets a little difficult too. So, but I would love to know what you guys would want as far as books go, because I am having a little bit of a difficulty even figuring out where to start. Oh, I am starting to lose my voice. I mean, I'm not surprised. We've been doing this for like 3.5 hours. What a way to come back. You're not picky when it comes to books. Anything that I can hold in my hand and turn a page and read in written word makes me happy. Same. I do not have a Kindle or any type of tablet to read books on, because I like holding books in my hand. I like the paper. I like turning pages. I like the smell of books. Peanuts related digital thing. A friend did a nerdy AI project that turns Peanuts themes into theology. Ooh, yes, please do send. Fairy Tale by Stephen King would make an amazing skein yarn. I'll check into that one for sure. I might do less known books by well-known authors for a little while. Like maybe that's still thematic, but it's not a bad theme because you can change that pretty easily. Kind of do it, but maybe just stay away from themes, Simi. You got this. I don't know. I'm gonna keep looking and thinking into it. I might have personal themes that you guys don't know how it's 6 degrees of Kevin Bacon, but it totally is. Bubble Toes got me to read the Dungeon Crawler series. The books are like D&D, Ezekiel game fantasy theme. That's really cool. Like, I thought about because we're starting in March, I thought about starting, not because they're called the March Women, but Little Women. Not because it's the March family, just because they, you get from winter into spring and things like that. I just put 2 and 2 together just this moment with March and the March Women, which is very funny. Ha 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 ha. I don't know though. I'm going to think on it. But I got to come up with it soon because we have to have that first colorway ready for you guys. So the plan here is that when we drop this, when we release the website in January, all the subscriptions will be up. And you'll see the first colorway that's going to be available in March, April, or May. Because that will be marketed to people for the next few months. Like, hey, this is the color that's going to drop on this date. Go get your subscription box. That type of thing. And then once we hit like, number one, there's only 40 spots in each subscription. And we're not doing any more than that. So they are limited. Once you hit the deadline, so if it takes me 2 weeks to dye up all the yarn for a subscription, then the deadline to buy your subscription and get that colorway that you're seeing the picture of as your first colorway is going to be at the 2 week mark. Like there will be a deadline and then there will be a wait for like 2 weeks and then it will be shipped out. That's how that's going to work. So, yeah. Sorry, reading. I wish I could read from a physical book, but I feel like my brain was made for ancient scrolls. Whenever I turn a page, I forget what I just read. My brother has that problem. That's one of the problems my brother has, is that he has to go back and reread pages over and over again to get it to stick in his head. He has a hard time. He loves playing D&D and TTRPGs. Like, he loves the concept of it, and he loves doing it, but he has a very difficult time imagining the things that are being described to him. He enjoys playing his character, but the imagination part is difficult for him. This is where did put that friend's gift. This is where did put that what? Read the Spells, Swords, and Stealth series last year, and I'm reading the Villain's Code series now, but I'm going through The Prince by Niccolo Machiavelli in Italian as I'm learning it. That's a great idea. Reading books that you enjoy while you're learning a language. That's very clever. Okay, this is actually, I know you can't really see it, but it's really pretty just in the basic garter stitch. Which apparently I'm going to do the stockinette before I do the rib stitch. Oh my gosh, you guys. 15 minutes until I turn 43. What? This is wild. So keep your eyes open for our social media. Keep your eyes open on Discord, because we will be letting you know when we will officially be coming back, which will be towards the end of January. Like TK said, the shop will be down January 5th for about 2 weeks. We'll let you guys know when that happens as well. That's because he's completely recreating the shop. So you'll have a new look, new shop, new logo, all of that. But there will be a little thing up there to let you know. Keep your eyes open in Patreon for the updated patron items that you get. I'm planning to do a little video for Patreon as well, a welcome video. So that's changing. There's a lot of changes happening. We've had like I said, everybody's had a difficult year, and I get that. And I personally have certainly struggled with a little depression and stress and fear and all of those things, and it has absolutely hindered my creative spark. The thing with off did not help. It really was kind of a kick in the gut, just the way they handled it. However, the community, once again, the community and the people around me were amazing, and I met so many new people. And up to this day, I still have people who, when we do shows, come up to me and go, "Thank you so much for standing up and for, calling this shit out," and that type of thing. But it really did hinder my creative spark, and it made it difficult for me to sludge through some stuff. So this has been a slower process than we initially anticipated, and I apologize for that. I can't speak for TK on that, but that on my end for sure, and I'm willing to admit that. But I am excited about 2026, and I'm excited to finally have an idea of what it is that we're going to offer you guys. So, yeah. Oh, where is oops? When Rachel makes Joey read Little Women. Oh. uh. What? Sorry. This is where I put that friend's gift. Now it makes sense. Thank you. Nick Bantock books would likely make beautiful yarn. I think that this is the first time I've stayed up this late in a very, very long time, Coco. And you had a little one now, too, on top of that. So you must be exhausted. Thank you for staying up with me. Gosh, you guys are the best. Seriously. Oh, my heart. Like, the break was nice. The break was really nice. It was long overdue. We've been doing this show for a really long time with little breaks, but not anything serious like that. So it was needed. But I also really missed all of you. Like, I missed this a lot, much more than I realized I missed it. And that's the thing. Like, even at my worst points, like, I'd be like, oh, I don't want to do the show. I'm so exhausted, la la la. But then I'd get on here and it was a lot of fun. And I miss this. You're perfect. I love you. And I can't wait to see what's next for Boss Kitty. I love you too. Oh my gosh. Why are all the best people on the East Coast? I mean, some of the best people. Lots of the other great, amazing people are over here. They're everywhere. You guys are just everywhere. And that's fantastic. Oh, we have 10 minutes. 10 minutes. 10 minutes. I have to be up at 6 a.m. Oops. Because I have to clean my house. And I have to make bagels from scratch because I am out of my mind. So we tried to keep things fairly inexpensive, for the holidays this year. We got like material type gifts for like the kids, the nieces and nephews, things like that. But for my in-laws, for my parents, for my brother and sister-in-law and my brother and his girlfriend, we created these little care baskets, and they had some other stuff in them too, but the main theme was we put together like an Italian meal for each couple. And so we had canned tomato sauce in there that I made from the tomatoes out of my garden. It's delicious tomato sauce. I have to make more because I'm out, but I'm out of tomatoes, so I might have to buy tomatoes for that. Either way. TK made homemade mozzarella for each of the baskets, which was really cool. And then I made pasta for each of the baskets. We made egg noodle pasta, so like spaghetti and fettuccine. Noodles, maybe linguine noodles, I don't remember. But they had basil from the garden in it and a little bit of, I don't remember what else was in it. Thyme, maybe? No, I don't remember. I think it was just basil. But they turned out fantastic. They look great. We actually had some of the spaghetti noodles the other night with some spaghetti sauce, and it was delicious. Your cake is almost done. Woohoo! And my brother is making me a chocolate mousse cake, you guys. So good. I'm so excited. Ugh, I can't believe you're still up, Jep. But I'm making salted bagels tomorrow, and then I'm going to take some of the stalks from the garlic. So the garlic went in October. It won't be ready till spring, but they have these stalks that come up, and I can't remember what they're called. Garlic, onions have them too. Somebody in the chat's going to tell me, and I've said it a million times, just not tonight. But they're edible and they're delicious. It's like green onions, but this is for garlic, and it tastes like garlic. So I'm going to chop some of those up and put them in the bagels, and they'll be delicious. So we'll have garlic ones and we'll have salt ones. I'm very excited. Live Sow is such a great balm, and it feels like home. Thank you all for the, oh my goodness, thank you. It's not Sprigs either. What is it called? Garlic Skypes? Something like that. Hold on. This is what my phone's for. I'm close. I'm close with the Skypes, but it's not Skypes. Maybe it is. Onion Skypes. Somebody's going to say it. Sprigs. Nope. What are the shoots from garlic and onion called? Scapes. Thank you, Pixie Punkcraft, for the win. It is scapes. Garlic scapes. Thank you. There you go, my dear. That's it right there. Nobody else could remember it either. It wasn't just me. Garlic scapes. So I have a bunch of garlic scapes in my backyard. We'll be chopping those up and putting them in the bagels. But then we'll have salt ones too, because not everybody's into that. Oh my gosh. I should have done stretches. I didn't do any stretches tonight. TK was like, you should do stretches on the hour. And I didn't do that. And now it's too late. Oh my gosh. And I should have, because I've been sitting in the same position for almost 3 hours. And we got stuff from mimosas because, you know, you do. It was really funny. I could have cared less about the mimosas. TK's like, we need champagne. And I was like, we do? And he's like, mimosas. I was like, okay. Scapes and capers. Oh, we got capers too. We did get capers. I forgot about that. So yummy on bagels. So I got cream cheese, capers. We've got the scapes. I have onion and tomato. I also got some really thin pastrami because TK really wanted some. And then my parents are bringing smoked salmon, I believe. My brother is bringing cake. I can die a happy 43-year-old woman because that's the best brunch in the whole world. I love myself a good bagel. No, not going to lie. We thought about doing like a frittata, and I was like, nope, not what I want. Not what I want. You guys, we are in the home stretch. We have 5 minutes and change, basically, until 2026 has reached all of the United States. And I really hope that this year brings a respite for a lot of people. Nom, 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 I miss your family get-togethers. You don't have to have a family. You can come out here without my family, and I will feed you just as well. I promise. Yeah, my need to be domestic and make all my food from scratch has come out very heavily in the last 3 years, which is great. Still got Alaska and Hawaii. Oh, that's true. I'm off. Listen, I'm not staying up for Alaska and Hawaii. If you're from Alaska or Hawaii or you're there, I love you, but I will not make it that far. Almost all. Alaska time and Hawaii time are still left for the states' time zones, but there is another 1 or 2 for the territories. There we go. This is the best way to bring in the new year. Thank you for going live tonight. Of course, Rat. Honestly, like, so it's always been weird because there are times where I'm like, oh, I don't want to do the live show for New Year's Eve. I want to just be able to enjoy a quiet New Year's Eve and not do anything, stay in my pajamas, you know, not do a damn thing, maybe be asleep by 10 o'clock, whatever. But I enjoy it. It's so much fun. And I feel like it promotes the idea of being safe on New Year's Eve. And I know most of us are past the age of needing to party, but it's nice. It gives you a place to go. You're not bored. You don't have to drive anywhere, which is the biggest thing. Because even if you're not drinking, other people are drinking and they're out driving, and that's really dangerous. I mean, even before the evening, I went to the store today because I went to the store, and in the parking lot, I almost got hit 2 different times by 2 different cars in the parking lot, just the parking lot. Because people are, even if they're not drinking, they're emotionally exhausted. Their brains are in other places. They have been in family holiday mode for over a month now, like 2 months, right? And they're just worn out and they're not paying attention. And this is the final stretch. And yeah, it's dangerous. So if I can give you guys a safe place to stay where you're in the comfort of your own home, and give myself the same thing, why not do it, right? Maybe next year we'll have guests on. We can just do it through Zoom. I'm gonna have all of you guys onto the show. We can just chit and chat that way. That'll be great. Oh my goodness, we've got 3 minutes and 15 seconds, you guys. Oh, the shoulder is killing me. At my job, I almost got ran over 4 times, even with a yellow reflective vest. Yeah, I don't know what happens to people on New Year's Eve. Like I said, it's not alcohol at that point because it's still early in the day. I mean, I'm sure some people, but still. But there's a switch that goes off in people's heads and they become different people, and I don't understand it at all. I thought I was being wise. I went to the store at like 12 in the afternoon because it was before people got off work. It didn't matter. It didn't matter. It never matters. There was one Christmas Eve where I made the mistake of not picking up the thing I needed from the store before Christmas Eve. I got off work. I went to the store to get whatever it was. I think it was like chips and dip or something to take to my aunt's house. That store was so packed, people were double parked, and I was in tears by the time I left. I did not go into the store. I got home and I told TK, I was like, we're not taking anything to my aunt's house. We are bringing ourselves, and they can be happy that we did that much because the store is terrifying. Cheese and fruit and can't think, and chocolate, lots of chocolate. I get it being exhausted from the holidays, but at the same time, people are crazy. Yes, people are wild for sure. And there's that knee-jerk reaction. It's a survival mode where we think about ourselves, right? Like it's not a bad thing. It's needed to survive, but you become very much this. You don't focus on anything. Like TK doesn't think that I don't know that it's 11:58 and 30 seconds right now, but I totally know. So yeah, it just is life and what it is. And I should get this ready though, because I am almost 43. Yeah. We're at a 58 after and 48 seconds. Now I want cheese. Thanks, Coco. They took away the cheese counter at my Fred Meyer too, which is our store, by the way, and I'm very upset about it. So that's depressing. We had this beautiful cheese counter, and they were like, nobody here likes stinky cheese, so they got rid of it. So 2026, bring back the cheese counter, guys. That's what I've got to say. The fireworks are going off outside. They think that it's already New Year's. It's not. We still have 40 seconds, so hold it out there. But the cheese counter, I know, no stinky cheese. My heart is broken. Breaks my heart. I'm going to find a way to bring it back. I'm going to protest outside of the Fred Meyer. Bring back the cheese. They're wrong and should feel bad about taking away the cheese. I agree. Okay. I have to mute myself now because we got like 15 seconds. You guys ready? I'm ready. Happy New Year! You guys, it's 2026. Oh no! Is it? I can't hear the sound on it. TK, how long does it go? Oh, there it is. Woo! So I'm sure it was amazing. The cats were super cute, but I could not hear the sound. Thank you, TK. Happy New Year to all of you, and thank you so much for the happy birthdays. 43 is going to be awesome. 2026 might not be, but 43 will be. But we're going to make 2026 awesome, right? I put the headphones on, TK, and the sound didn't come through. But I know in my heart that it was amazing. Remember to head over to Discord, get the secret word that is in quotations, and when this goes live, which will be here in a few minutes, or is up on YouTube, go ahead and make sure you put the secret word in the comments so that you are entered in to win an annual subscription to one of our subscription yarn boxes. I don't want to call it a box, but I don't know what else to call it. Oh, thank you, Ra. You guys are the sweetest. I love all of you so much. This community is, seriously, you guys are the best. Here is to a new year. Here is to taking care of each other because we need to, quite frankly. I love you all. I hope you guys have the very best New Year's, and I will see you guys again in January. Yeah, I think that's it. Good night, you guys. I'm gonna cry a little bit. And I guess before I go off, because I forgot, be fucking good.